Ken Williams.
Welcome to a new week, Vic Porcelli.
Yep, we're ready to plow through it, you bet. Big show today, Rob Bluey from the Heritage Foundation, and of course he's the president and executive editor of the Daily Signal. He's first in just a bit. Everybody's favorite game show, That's Crap. So there was another gathering of information that Google News does like 98% left stories and like 2% right stories. Does that make sense what I said?
Oh, yeah, for every reason why you should not follow any news off of your phone like that.
Right, I agree, Kenny. We're going to talk to Michael Morris all about that from the Media Research Center, Free Speech America. Karen Kataline. In 1025, Ken, I want to have a extensive conversation with you about Artemis 2.
Yeah.
Because I was like a little kid watching them splash down
Yeah.
Friday. Oh, my God. I was just out of my mind. Our great friend Cindy Blanton from the Bauer Insurance Company is coming in at 1041. Doug Blair, chat box, Pledge of Allegiance. Who's doing that, Ken?
We have former Missouri Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft.
Oh, man. You know what? I was thinking, I miss him.
Yeah, I know. He needs to get back on with us.
He does.
Just say hi, see what's up.
Go ahead, Mr. Secretary.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
He sounds like he should be doing a voiceover for a documentary, you know?
I love the passion that he has in that. I always tell people, if you're going to do the pledge for us, just take your time.
Yeah.
Do it the way you just feel it.
Or be like my wife and get it done in 10 seconds.
Or that.
All right, so Eric Swalwell dropping out of the governor race. If there's a guy who just looks like he's a creep and looks like he would do things to young children, he looks like the kind of guy who would do it.
Yeah. The videos that are coming out on him, he's not going to stay in the governor's race. He already bowed out. My whole thing is that the Democrat Party, they're usually in lockstep with everything, right, Vic?
Yeah.
They should have been in lockstep and say, well, you need to step down as representative as well, because, you can be good at it. You're scumbag enough to be a representative, but you have to step down for being a governor. That doesn't even make sense to me.
And some of them have, Ken. Some of them actually have. Pramila Jayapal was asked by Kristen Welker Sunday. She said, oh, yes, he should step down, no doubt. So a couple of them are saying, oh, yeah, he should step down.
Sure, but again, every other thing, they're in lockstep.
No, I agree with you. But people are coming out saying, no, he needs to go.
No, that's true.
That's all I'm saying. I'm
give
not
him credit for
sticking
that.
up for anybody.
No,
left.
I get it. Give it and give him credit for that. I do agree with that.
He's such a scumbag. Okay, and the Artemis 2 splashdown on Friday. Ken, I was like a little kid waiting for Charlie Brown's Christmas to come on. I swear to God. And I love, as I've told you guys before, the audio from NASA, the people who talk and kind of narrate what's going on. 3 beautiful parachutes, 3 beautiful, perfectly working parachutes. I was like, oh, my God, I love it.
Yeah.
And we got some great audio from that coming up today. And Rory McIlroy wins the Masters. Boy, I was riveted. I was just riveted to watching the Masters yesterday, Ken.
I know you were.
Yeah.
I know I was.
Congratulations to Rory. Let's talk to Bluey. Good morning, Rob Bluey.
It's a beautiful day in Washington, D.C.
It's a busy Monday after a busy weekend. I'll tell you, this president never slows down, does he?
From the Heritage Foundation, of course, and president and executive editor of the Daily Signal.
There is going to be no shortage of news today.
Rob. Good morning, Rob Bluey.
Good morning, Vic. It's good to be with you today.
Good to be with you. Are you a golf fan, Masters fan? Did you watch the Masters?
My kids kept me too busy this weekend to watch the Masters, but I do enjoy a round of golf when I'm able to.
Okay.
Hi, Rob. Yeah, that's more important anyway.
What is
the kids?
Of course,
the kids, right? The kids.
And I have no excuse. I had nothing to do but lay on the couch and watch something else because I can't watch.
I like the Masters. I'm riveted. I really am riveted, actually.
All right, Rob, let's talk about Eric Swalwell. Boy, if there was a scummier-looking guy on this planet, I don't know who he is.
Oh, this guy has been in the news for all of the wrong reasons for several years now. The fact that he was even considering a run for governor of California just goes to show, how corrupt the Democrat Party is. I agree with you, and apparently some of the most liberal members of Congress who think that he should be expelled from the House. Now, Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not, because nothing gets done in Congress, it seems.
Right.
There are at least 3 other members of Congress who are facing expulsion votes, and I think both parties would prefer that they just sweep those under the rug and pretend that those votes aren't coming. There's 2 Republicans and there's a couple of Democrats who are caught in some hot water for some fairly scandalous things that have been going on. But certainly in the case of Eric Swalwell, I mean, he could have potentially flown under the radar, maybe served out his term in Congress, but he decided that he wanted to mount this bid for California governor. He had amassed quite an impressive list of endorsements from other Democrats, including both of the state's senators, the teachers union, and several members of Congress. I mean, well over a dozen, and all of them within a span of 24 hours revoked their support. And I think that the double whammy, the 2 articles that came out revealing these sexual assault allegations and allegations of rape, certainly created a situation that was untenable for him to continue his race. Now, I will say this, Vic. I talked to a California insider last week who is carefully following the governor's race, because for a while their polls showed that 2 Republicans were leading, and that would mean that basically a Republican would be guaranteed to be the governor unless there was a write-in candidate. But they said that what's going to happen over the course of the coming weeks is that the Democrats will slowly take out some of their own, so that it can be Steve Hilton probably, and one of their favored Democrats, maybe this mayor from San Jose. So I think the Democrats are deeply worried about what's going on in California. They know that Gavin Newsom has been an absolute and total failure, and this is just the first shoe to drop.
All right. Let's talk about the blockade, around the Strait of Hormuz. President Vance went over there with all the confidence that he was going to get a deal done, and he didn't get the deal done. I'm not pissing in his cornflakes, but I think that if President Trump went to Pakistan, or as they like to call it at NBC News, Pakistan, I think he might have gotten a deal.
Well, I mean that there's always, in retrospect, there's always looking back, and should we have done it differently? Possibly. Look, Iran is a country that for 46 years has been engaged in this type of activity, terrorist activity, and is no friend to the United States. I guess I had lower expectations than you, Vic. I think that they were desperate, and that's probably why they agreed to the ceasefire. And I think J.D. Vance saw that there wasn't going to be any kind of productive agreement that the Iranians and the United States could come into agreement on, and therefore he decided to pack his bags and head home. Now, if there were a different set of negotiators, perhaps something. I just think that it's starting to. You can sense the frustration. We talked about this last Monday. You can sense the frustration from President Trump. I think that he suspected that after bombing Iran back to the Stone Ages, that they would be willing to come to the table and agree to get rid of their enriched uranium and stop production of nuclear weapons. They would reopen the Strait of Hormuz. And for whatever reason, they're being increasingly stubborn about all of these points. So now we're going to this blockade. Ultimately, it's one of those things where as long as this continues to dominate the headlines, it's not necessarily the story that's going to work politically in the favor of President Trump or Republicans. And so I'd like him to get back to some of those issues that animated the first year of his time in the White House, which seemed to resonate very well with voters.
And Rob, I am always stunned by the media. I just can't believe it. I know we talked to other people about the media that we're going to have on today, but we've got to address that as well. They act like the propaganda wing of the Iranian government. And as far as they're concerned right now, if you watch television, you think, wow, Iran has the United States on the ropes. President Trump has President Trump on the ropes.
Oh, Ken, thank you for bringing that up. I mean, I kind of I kind of take it, as a given that President Trump is going to not only have to fight those on the left and the Democratic Party, but also those in the news media. He's not going to get a fair shake from them, and thankfully we have organizations like the Media Research Center, which will call them out and do detailed studies and analysis to show just how biased they are. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They are rooting against him. It's disgraceful that we're in a situation where, if you look back at previous wars, certainly what has been accomplished in the last month and a half is remarkable, maybe even unprecedented compared to previous campaigns the United States has carried out, and yet President Trump will not get credit from anybody in the liberal media for that. That's why. Let's face it. That's why your show exists. That's why the Daily Signal exists.
Yep.
We have to be committed to telling our audiences the truth about what's really happening.
Absolutely right. And I don't. I'm not a I'm not. Rob. I don't know anything about anything. Okay. But where they're still launching missiles at different countries out there in the Mideast, I'm sure that President Trump has not said so, because you don't give your strategy away. But where are those missiles coming from? Those are where the next bombs and missiles from us need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, this is one of those things. Like I know that the Department of War touts the success rate and how many missiles have been destroyed, but look at the campaign that Israel waged in Gaza, trying to find Hamas and the hostages, and how long it took because they were hiding in underground tunnels. And so Iran has had 46 years to develop an elaborate system in its country where it could be hiding things that we just aren't able to quickly or easily identify. And so as long as that threat exists, yes, they still will be able to carry out missile strikes and do some damage, and potentially put American lives and other allies and at risk. And so that's a very real circumstance that we're going to have to come to grips with. I think also President Trump, after having success with the Abraham Accords in his first term, maybe suspected that he would be able to follow that quickly with some sort of a peace deal here, and it may still prove to be true. But with members of Congress coming back to Washington this week, I think that Republicans are starting to get a little bit nervous about how long we spent over in Iran, and we'll ramp up some pressure probably to bring this to a close.
Okay, we're talking about Bluey, our great friend, and also executive editor and president of the Daily Signal. Now, Pope Leo, all right, I just don't understand. When you have that position, and you're not just speaking to a country, you're speaking to the world, right, especially the Catholic population of the world. And he says that war is never the answer and lives are being lost. I didn't hear him say one thing about Iran killing hundreds of thousands of their own people. I haven't heard a word out of the Pope.
Yeah, you put me in a tough spot here as a newly confirmed Catholic, Vic.
Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
I can't criticize the Pope. I think 2 weeks in.
All right.
No, I agree that this is a tough situation, right? I mean, you have a Pope who has spoken out pretty, and not just this Pope, but certainly his predecessor Francis on the issue of immigration. They've differed with President Trump specifically on that point, and now you have the Iran war, which clearly has given a platform to Pope Leo to talk about some of the church's teachings when it comes to peace and war, and his belief that he'd rather have people come together at the negotiating table. At the same time, I think we also have to recognize, as you've indicated, that Iran will kill its own. Certainly, there's no, in not just in Iran, but throughout a lot of these Middle Eastern countries, there's a lot of hostility toward Christians broadly, and not just the Middle East, I'd say throughout the world, including sometimes here, sadly, in the United States as well. I mean, Christians are the number one persecuted people on the planet, let's face it. And so, yes, I think church leaders should speak out more vocally when it comes to the attacks on those who believe in Jesus Christ. And so, but yeah, I honestly, I hope that the president and the Pope can get on the phone and maybe have a conversation rather than having this war of words in the media. I don't like the direction this is necessarily going.
Yeah.
All the president has to do is say, Pope, Is that what you say, Pope? Your popeness? What do you say when you're talking to
pontiff,
them? Your
or
pontiffness?
God.
Look at all
I
the
don't know.
people that Iran killed of their own people, Olympic caliber wrestlers and actors and activists. They're killing them. Please, okay, say what you want about what I'm doing, but please put that in your speech too on how bad Iran has been. That's all I'm asking. All right, Rob. Rob Bluey, President, Executive Editor of the Daily Signal. Thank you so much. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings there, Mr. Catholic.
No, you're good, Vic. Thank you for having me this week. Good to talk to you.
You too.
Take care, Rob.
Boy, I put my foot in my mouth there, didn't I?
No, we have to address it, and I'm sure Rob's going to be facing having to address it again later on today as he goes along. So,
all right, Tuesday, June 2nd, we got a wrestling match happening.
all right.
A debate.
Oh,
But you never know what could happen.
you never know.
You know, if nothing's getting done during the debate, somebody could say, "All right, we're just going to have you guys wrestle."
Yeah.
Like a cage match, three-man cage match.
You might have somebody just say, "You know what? I'm done talking."
Yeah. Put up your dukes. St. Charles County Executive candidates Jason Law and Bill Eigel and incumbent Steve Ellman will take on questions from a panel well-versed in St. Louis County issues, all live on News Talk STL, 6 p.m. is when the doors open. Program starts at 6:30, and the debate begins live on News Talk STL at 7. All brought to you by Mid-Rivers News Magazine. For info, go to newstalkstl.com. Coming up next, our favorite game show, That's Crap, on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
My grandfather, Finnegan Scamp, would really be proud of me right now. I want to be clear.
On News Talk STL. If you have a phone, you have a radio. Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new app.
And listen anytime, anywhere.
1949, the last time a Republican held the top post in St. Louis City. A gallon of milk was 84 cents and streetcars ran down Grand Avenue. Unfortunately, St. Louis City streets are no longer the epicenter of family and business life. In the 80 years of Democrat control, our city has been on a steady decline.
Hello, Kirk Ilsinger, chairman of the Republican Party for the city of St. Louis, and we believe it is our duty to provide a different path forward. I invite you to our meetings the first Thursday of every month. Learn more at stl-gop.com.
Paid for by St. Louis City Republican PAC. Curtis Farber, Treasurer.
This is Steve Rupp, president of Missouri Right to Life. Join us for the Make Missouri Pro-Life Again banquet with keynote speaker Riley Gaines on May 20th at the St. Charles Convention Center. We're fighting to restore protection for every unborn child in Missouri. Tickets to hear Riley Gaines are just $100. Seats are filling fast, so reserve yours now. Go to MissouriLife.org for details. Together, we will make Missouri pro-life again.
Don't let spring surprises ruin your comfort. Johnson Heating and Cooling in Wentzville is offering air conditioner checkups for just $99. We'll check your Freon, inspect your condensate hose, and test all electrical connections. Plus, we'll clean your system for no additional charge if you act before June 30th. Keep your home running smoothly this season. Visit johnson-heatingandcooling.com. That's johnson-heatingandcooling.com. Johnson Heating and Cooling. Your comfort, our priority.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
I listen to News Talk STL on the app driving to work.
Download the News Talk STL app.
You got to get the News Talk STL app.
Love the app. Can listen anywhere in St. Louis.
And listen anytime.
News Talk STL right on my phone.
Anywhere. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Whoosh.
Hi, it's Tom Shalou. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
So I don't know if you remember a kid who used to play for the Sacramento Kings. His name was Jason Williams. The guy was I think the best passer, best ball faker that the NBA has ever seen. And he used to do these no-look passes. He'd look this way and throw it that way, you know.
I remember him for that, yeah.
That's what he was known for. That's how you do this.
Oh.
You know, like thing ends, you play the thing, and it lands right on there, and you're not even looking at it. You're looking the other way, behind the back.
pass it to you.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Thanks,
All right,
Vic.
everybody, it is time for everybody's favorite game show. That's crap.
Welcome to That's Crap. It's the game where we find out if it's the truth or if that's crap. Here's the host of That's Crap, Vic Porcelli.
Thank you, Jim Modulin. Good morning, studio audience. Well, look at him, Ken. They're all up there yelling and screaming for Ken. Normally, I just want to explain myself here. Normally, when we do That's Crap, that's reserved for Congress people, senators, even sometimes celebrities. Rarely do we do a news person and let them be a contestant on That's Crap. Because we have something for that. It's called fake news that we do on Wednesdays, right? So this is a little different. And today we're going to have as our contestant Kristen Welker, who was the White House reporter for NBC News. And I don't know if you watch the show. I watch it every week to see what the hell's going on, see what the problem is. Her eyes always get bigger in her head.
Leans forward.
Oh my God!
Hands go up.
She's so affected. It makes me sick. All right. So the topic is President Trump. She's talking to the president of Cuba, by the way, and there's nothing that gets under my skin more than her talking to a foreign leader and down-talking our president. It pisses me off.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a lightning round. Ken, put 10 seconds on the clock. Kristen Welker, good luck.
I want to start with President Trump, because President Trump's threats to take over Cuba come as the United States has removed President Maduro from power, has invaded Iran.
I'm sorry. Have we invaded?
Oh, we invaded Iran.
Did she say invade, or did I miss it?
No, I think,
Let's get a clarification from the judges.
From power, has invaded Iran.
Yeah.
Invaded Iran.
Yeah, invaded.
Bill and Marge, watching somewhere in rural Missouri, say, Marge, did you know we invaded Iran?
And why would we do that? Why would we invade those poor people in Iran? You know, that poor leadership of Iran.
I cannot get over it. I really can't get over it. And it may seem like nothing. It may seem like little to you, but to me, it's huge.
It is very big. Those words matter. They move mountains.
If she said attack Iran, I would have been better than invading Iran.
Yeah, the action that we've taken in Iran. I mean, you can
justifiably.
Yeah, you could say a lot of different things to change the implication, and that's what I think the biggest problem is people are hearing something, and even if you're not paying complete attention, but you hear it, and then later on you say, well, no, because in the United States they invaded Iran. Right. What do you mean they invaded Iran? Well, no, it was on national news. They invaded Iran.
So I'm sorry, Kristen, but that's crap. All right, Ken, I want to add something to phrases I don't like. Is that okay?
Oh, it's a long list, but
Why'd you
I'll
say
mark
like
it down.
that?
No.
Here goes fatty.
I respect that. No, totally. I respect that.
And the phrase is boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
I don't like that anymore.
And why don't you?
I don't know. It's just, I hate when people say things everybody else says just because they're saying it. You know what I mean? Like what every liberal says about Trump. Like people putting on Facebook or whatever, calling him a pedophile and a rapist.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question then. When we refer to soldiers going in, actually physically going into a country.
Yeah.
It's just easy to say that, but what would you propose?
Ground troops.
Okay. See, that's good. Okay, at least we're being positive here.
That's good, Vic. You answered all the questions.
Yes, so good. Ground troops. Okay, I'm putting that in here because I'm going to have to use that because I would use boots on the ground a lot.
I did. I'll admit it. I did. And after a while, I was like, I don't want to say this anymore. It just seems like something people say it. I think people say it when they want to impress somebody because I know all the jargon. I know all
boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground.
Now let me ask you something. I want to add something to what you just said because no, I agree with you because what happens is the left, they will take a phrase and they will make it a negative, to President Trump.
Right, of course.
So boots on the ground has kind of become a negative.
Oh, right, absolutely.
So, and I think you hear that, and you're like, well, okay, we don't need to be using that anymore. And I agree with that.
Just like so-called, when somebody says the so-called big, beautiful bill, they did a report on this, that when people say so-called, that immediately invokes a negative that they feel about the subject.
Oh, absolutely. If I was having a conversation with someone and I maintained that I was something, and they said, well, you're so-called something, and I'd be like, what do you mean I'm so-called?
Exactly right. It's exactly how they use it. Even when they're not trying it, they do it because it's so instilled in their never-Trumper mentality and never-Trumper life and never-Trumper mind, you know?
Yeah.
The so-called big, beautiful bill. I'm sorry. It's called Big, Beautiful Bill. God.
Yeah.
Why don't you say the so-called Inflation Reduction Act?
The so-called. They never did that.
No.
That's the media. This is what we have to deal with. And fortunately, like Rob said, this is the reason why News Talk STL's here. This is the reason Daily Signal's around. We've got a lot of groups that you can go to. I think, and I don't want to say too much here, but I've had visitors this weekend, and you can tell what they're watching, and it's just not. It's not only is it misinformation, and I could go into it with them and start to break down everything and ruin a relationship, but Vic, it's just a bad thing for people to. It's unhealthy. It's angry, and they're always angry all the time.
So we've determined that we have not invaded Iran, right? We've determined that. Okay.
Yes.
So
invaded Iran?
No, we did not. And we already said that's crap. Kristen Welker does not win a copy of our home game, and that's all the time we have for That's Crap.
This is Jim Modulin speaking for That's Crap, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman radio production.
Thank you, Jim Modulin. This is Vic Porcelli saying help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody. So a couple things I'd like to discuss with you, Ken Williams.
Okay.
Saturday Night Live can't get out of their own way.
Right.
With President Trump and everything. And they had a phone call going on between Trump, by the guy who always plays Trump, I can't think of his name, and Colin Jost plays Pete Hegseth. And every joke's a drinking joke, he's drunk and all that stuff. So I'm watching it, and the Pete Hegseth character, Colin Jost, is standing in front of an American flag hung vertically the wrong way.
Oh, I bet that got you.
It did get me, Ken. And then it got me more because my question was that a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that done on purpose?
Yeah. See, with Saturday Night Live, I haven't watched it in 25 years. or more maybe. I don't know. But I don't mind those jokes. I don't mind that. I think it's funny. I think they're funny when they do that, if they do it to both sides. I used to think it was funny when they would do it to both sides, even with, way back when I did watch it. And we're talking about H.W. Bush days. That's how long it's been for me.
They did do a good job on Clinton for sure.
Right.
When,
Bill Clinton.
Phil Hartman played Bill Clinton jogging to McDonald's.
Okay, yeah, I have to say then I watched it back then too. I'm kind of joking about when I stopped watching, but I did. I stopped watching it at some point because Vic, they don't do both sides. I don't mind both sides being joked about like that, but they don't.
I never felt the need to watch it more than I do now because of where I work.
That's interesting.
Because I want to see what they're saying.
And that's why I watch the Today Show every day.
Right.
They were nothing but negative today, by the way.
So the just so you know, the season finale of Saturday Night Live will feature Paul McCartney as a musical guest. So that'll be fun.
Wow.
Paul McCartney, by the way, also plays on the new Rolling Stones. Cockroaches song. They've released the album under the Cockroaches, not the Rolling Stones. Is that crazy?
Did they really?
Yes. And McCartney plays on one of the tracks.
Is that a nod to the Beatles?
What do you mean?
An insect reference? Beatles, cockroaches?
Oh, Ken, look at you pulling that one out of your. So, I don't know, but I do know that Paul McCartney is going to play on one of the tracks, And I did hear 30 seconds of it. Maybe I'll play that for you in a little bit. It sounds rugged and bluesy and raw, and I think I'm going to love it.
I love the idea that they're actually, how old is Paul McCartney now?
81.
And he's jamming. I love that.
Yeah.
It just it inspires people.
Joe Biden can't even stand up. Same age.
Exactly right.
Same age.
Exactly right.
And the Stones, you know, they've done stuff like this before. They went out on the tour of the Americas. It was a massive tour. Billy Preston toured with them. He played piano with them. It was a great, great tour. And in between that and the 76 European tour, they played 2 nights under an assumed name. I don't remember what the name is. I apologize. 2 nights at a small club called the El Macambo Club in Toronto. And it was all recorded. And on Love You Live, which was the European tour plus one side, there's 4 sides. Side 3 was the El Macambo side, and it was 4 songs from the Stones in front of like 300 or 400 people.
Yeah, well, they had a year where they were just playing small clubs, right? Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Remember that.
But they weren't at the height of their popularity like they were in 76.
Right,
See what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, the Rolling Stones, you said the Rolling Stones, oh my God.
Yeah, right.
You know? All right. Am I done with that? Stones, cockroaches, Paul McCartney, Ken's grooving. So we can't get a break when it comes to news coverage. When I say we, I mean all of us, the Vic heads, everybody on the conservative side of life. Michael Morrison from the Media Research Center, Free Speech America, is next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. See, I can't do it like Ken does it. Ken does it.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter.
Whoosh.
You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Vic and Ken. Vic can make oleo. Ken can't pronounce oleo. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
So that the dancer just won't hide.
Columbo and Company.
Join us every day for conversations with a wide variety of guests as we keep you informed and up to speed on all the important news and headlines you need to know.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL.
Producer Joey V from the Tim Jones and Chris Arp Show here, reminding you, don't waste a buck on movies that suck. Tune in to Joey V's Movies Fridays at 5:45 for reviews you can trust. Brought to you by Harry J. Steakhouse in Moscow Mills.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Link, owner of the Dental Link. You've heard ads about teeth in a day, but did you know that you will be chewing on plastic, acrylic teeth? Here at the Dental Link, we can give you porcelain crown and bridge teeth utilizing mini dental implants that function much more like real teeth at about half the cost. Plus, mini dental implants are less invasive, less painful, and your recovery time is much shorter. Give us a call at 314-794-6464 or simply visit us today at thedentallink.com.
Your business moves fast. PRI Global keeps it moving smarter for almost 30 years, delivering top tech talent to help companies grow stronger, custom applications, simplifying your operations, securing your data, modernizing your business from the cloud up. And with Prismatic, you're going to get real-time insights, automated workflows, people, process, platform. PRI Global delivers all three. PRIGlobal.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, it's Dr. Ben Carson.
and you're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL.
Thank you, Dr. Carson, very much. Good morning. Welcome to our Monday on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That is Ken Williams. Karen Kataline coming up at the top of the next hour. And we have to kind of relive the splashdown, Ken. We have to.
Yeah, let's do.
It was so exciting. Right now, let's talk to Michael Morris, Director of the Media Research Center's Free Speech America. Hi, Michael. Welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you so much for having me on.
I'm really pissed, man. I'm pissed, okay? Because it's never going to end. Special report, 183 to 6. Google News suppresses right-leaning outlets in March Iran war coverage. It's never going to end. It's here for life. They can't just report the news. They got to report it with their left-leaning slant.
No, it's absolutely horrible. And yeah, look, here at the Media Research Center, we watch and read the news so that you all don't have to. And we found in the month of March, in the morning editions on Google News, 239 stories highlighting the conflict on Iran. And you said it, only 6 were from right-leaning outlets. 183 were from left-leaning outlets. It's absolutely preposterous.
And let me tell you, that's only half the problem, because only 6 stories from right-leaning outlets. There should be just reporting, not left or right, just what's happening. And I think that's the problem. We left that formula years ago, and we're never going to get it back, ever.
Well, look, and you're right. It is worse than that. We zoomed out as well. All right. Out of 540 total all sides rated stories across all topics, not just the Iran war, we looked at Google News. Same thing in the mornings throughout the month of March. Only 12 total stories. That's 2% were from right-leaning outlets. 146, or about 27%, were from center-rated outlets, according to all sides, and 382 stories from left-leaning outlets. That's 71%. So 71% to 2% on the whole from the month of March. That's your comparison. David Bozell, the president of the Media Research Center, he said it exactly right. When a dominant platform like Google News decides which stories Americans see, has the power to shape public opinion, Google News is using that power to promote a radical left-wing agenda. Absolutely nailed
it. And there's not enough right-leaning outlets out there, right? I mean, there's way more left-leaning than right, so we're up against it right from the beginning just by the sheer numbers of what's what.
Well, what's incredible here is we've actually looked at Press Gazette, and Press Gazette actually has, I believe it's 6 right-leaning outlets in the top 50. So there are at least 6 in the top 50. Now, a lot of those other ones, as you mentioned, are left-leaning outlets, or some of them are considered center-rated outlets. But what's galling about this, what's so outrageous, is that only 1 of those 6 right-leaning outlets was used by Google News for coverage of the Iran war during this period. They could have used Breitbart. They didn't. They could have used the Gateway Pundit. They didn't. Mm-hmm. They could have used Newsmax. They didn't. Instead, they're using outlets like The Atlantic, Bloomberg, Al Jazeera, the Qatari-funded Al Jazeera, and the Daily Beast. That's who Google News wants you to read.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to run through some of the headlines that these left-wing outlets have used, starting with Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera investigation. Iran girls' school targeting, likely deliberate. Next, from The Guardian. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei obituary. They did an obituary for the guy that was a monster. The Associated Press. Trump keeps telling America he's winning the war. He's less clear in explaining how the war ends. That's from the, I don't think, Michael, I don't think they understand the protocol of war. We want to win the war. They don't want him to win the war, They wanted that guy that was stuck in the mountains, dude, what was his name? Dude 44, something like that. They didn't want him to be alive. They wanted him to be dead. To see, here's another person in the military that Donald Trump killed. That's how they would have worded it probably, right?
Yeah, absolutely correct. And you didn't even get to the worst headline here.
I'm going to get there. Don't rush me, pal.
Trump humiliated.
Don't you rush me.
Pilot, you down at $100 million worth of the U.S. jets.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. Humiliated. Unbelievable from these guys.
Listen, this show can only handle one Thunder Stealer. That's Ken. So we don't need thunder stealing from you too. You just stop it. All right,
Oh, my
so
goodness.
let's get back to something. Trump insisted he didn't need allies' help in Iran. Now he's demanding that they step in. Why the U.S. and Iran are fighting two different wars. Those are both from CNN, and the one you just jumped in on there. Trump humiliated by allied pilot who downed 100 million. I was going to get to it, but it's true. They look at something. They look at a piece of paper, right? That's white, and they will say, "Oh, that's not white. That's red." Right? They can't even agree on simple things in life, much less complex things like war, Michael, like war.
No, it's incredible. And look, we did some digging. I mentioned earlier there were 12 total stories during the month of March that were from right-leaning outlets, a couple from Fox, a couple from the New York Post. Nearly half of those stories, okay, from these right-leaning outlets, they had nothing to do with domestic politics. They had nothing to do with foreign policy or any of the other pressing issues that Americans face, like the looming midterm elections, the partial government shutdown, I don't know, the price of things, all this stuff. Instead, they elevated news reporting, all right? Instead of news reporting on the war from right-wing outlets, what did Google News promote? It promoted stories about Chicago's increased tourist tax, entertainment news, airport drama, the important things, right?
Unbelievable. And when you watch like the Today Show, I it's funny you used the line that we use. We watch the Today Show every morning, Ken and I, so you don't have to. And it's the way they use the words that they use, right? This morning it was oil prices are surging instead of oil prices are ticking up a little bit, right? That would have probably been more accurate than oil prices are surging, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely right. And look, what's particularly nefarious about this, the American public has gotten very wise. The American people are smart. They no longer trust the elitist media outlets. And so they have been fleeing in droves from ABC, CBS, NBC, fleeing from the Washington Post, fleeing from the New York Times. And they've been going where to? It looks like they've been going to the big four news apps. They've been going to social media. They've been going online to influencers and to podcasts and things like that. So they've rejected the elitist media of old, the TV, the print, etc. And they're trying to find news elsewhere. And subliminally, unfortunately, what we're finding is that 86% of people are saying they at least sometimes get news from a digital device. That's your phone, that's a tablet, that's a computer, etc. And put out on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, subliminally perhaps, Google News is pre-downloaded on your phone if you have an Android. Apple News is pre-downloaded on your iPhone if you have an iPhone. MSN, Microsoft's MSN, if you have a Windows computer, is pre-downloaded on your computer. And so you are being force-fed the same dribble from the leftist, elitist media outlets that the American people already rejected, and they may not even know it.
Wow. We're talking to Michael Morris, director of MRC Free Speech America at Newsbusters on X, by the way. Michael, we played something earlier with That's Crap, and go ahead, Vic.
So we have, he doesn't know what That's Crap is. I just wanted to explain.
Oh, you know, sure.
Every Monday, Michael, we have a little game show, and the game show is called That's Crap. So we have a contestant, somebody in the news, and we let them say their piece. We have to decide whether it's the truth or if that's crap. Most of the time, that's crap. So today we chose Kristen Welker to be our contestant because, holy cow, listen to this.
The whole thing?
Yeah, it's only like 12 seconds, right?
Right, yeah.
I want to start with President Trump because President Trump's threats to take over Cuba come as the United States has removed President Maduro from power, has invaded Iran.
I'm sorry, Michael, did we invade Iran? Right?
Well, no, look, the president has been very clear on his messaging on what his priorities have been for Iran. And the media wants to continue pounding this narrative that somehow, no, President Trump hasn't told us anything. And they've made so much to do about so little. It's almost as if none of them are aware of Trump's part of the deal. I mean, this president has been around for, at least 15 years at this point, and, skipping one election cycle and then coming back again for his second term. And so they should be wise to the idea that Trump is going to say things to get the best deal possible. And instead, what they're trying to do is scare the American people into hating the president because he's got an R beside his name instead of a D. It's clearly propaganda from these elitist media outlets, and it's absurd.
And Kristen Welker, we had to tell her, we're sorry, Kristen, but that's crap. And you know what? She could have won a copy of our home game.
She could have.
But she didn't.
Nope.
Great home game. Play with the kids. Board game called That's Crap. Come on, kids. We're going to play That's Crap.
Thanks, Dad.
I hope Michael comes back for another conversation
know.
in the future. So anyway, but you're right. Everything you're saying is absolutely right. And it's just ridiculous when people who watch, here's the problem, Michael. Some people watch NBC News exclusively. Would you agree?
I mean, there are people out there that do such things. I have no doubt.
So we have this imaginary couple that we've made up, Bill and Marge, who watch NBC only, and they watch that Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, and Bill said, hey, Marge, do you know we invaded Iran? And Marge said, stop it, Bill, we didn't invade. Yep, Kristen Welker just said we invaded Iran. So Bill and Marge think that we have ground troops in Iran.
Look, and again, I mentioned, Trump has suggested lots of things, and then the media blows it completely out of proportion. This is what they do. And then levies accusations about things that have never actually happened but have been threats as part of negotiation tactics from the Trump administration, and tried to scare the American people. And you mentioned it earlier. It's because what the elitist media wants to do is to harm the Republican president's credibility, and we're coming up on an election year. And so, this is sort of electioneering from these elitist media outlets trying to harm Republicans in the lead up to the midterms. And it's just, it's outrageous. You don't see that sort of thing when they're talking about Democrats.
Yep. So it sounds to us like you like the whole idea of That's Crap. So if you want to be up on it, Monday mornings, 9:25 is when we play. So tune in sometime, okay?
Awesome.
He didn't say yes, did he? He said awesome.
He said awesome.
God, what's a guy got to do to get somebody to listen to the radio station? All right, Michael Morris, director of the Media Research Center, Free Speech America. Michael, thanks for your hard work. We know you guys do a great job, you and Curtis and everybody else over there. So if anything breaks you need us to, let everybody know about, please give us a call, okay?
Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care, Michael.
All right, Ken. I sat and listened to us talk about Rory McIlroy won the Masters. I mean, I get it. People who play golf, I get it that you would want to watch people do what you do. I used to watch poker on TV constantly. I even subscribed to Poker Go, which was just tournaments and cash games all 24 hours a day, because I did it and I want to watch people do it. So if you play golf a lot, I guess watching the Masters makes sense to me. I don't know. I don't know the difference between an eagle and a birdie or a duck.
Well, it's interesting you bring it up that way because I don't play golf either. But I found myself sitting there, and this goes back, I think, probably a couple of years, where I was on a Saturday watching golf, watching them golf. And I'm thinking to myself, because I am in the media, why am I watching this right now? And I'm interested in it. I think what they've done is a great move and made it interesting for people to watch because they've sped it up on television. They didn't speed it up at the actual event. They still walk and they do the things they do. But I think NBC in particular, they've sped it up to where they only show okay, now we're going to go to this guy and then this guy. I mean, they bounce around. And they have sped up the actual visual.
So we're not watching it live?
I don't know, Vic. I don't know how they did it. It could be. It could be totally live.
I know the stories are great. They had a great story yesterday about going to the Masters is a way to it's a way for release from the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
To the stresses of the world to go there. And I'm pretty sure that the prices for concessions are really cheap, like $1 for a beer or whatever. But this is how little I know about golf. They showed at the Masters, a shot where the guy's teeing off, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's crowd on both sides, like in this little alleyway of space. What if he like shanks it and hits somebody in the eye? Does that ever happen?
Well,
they were right there.
I've seen them hit it where it goes beyond the crowd. It goes behind the crowd.
Oh.
I've seen it happen. It has to be live, Vic, but I think the way they arrange the golfers and their time to hit it, hit the ball is varied, so that they can go camera to camera to camera.
Right. So one guy that teed off a little while ago, he's now on the green while this guy's teeing off. And
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
I get it now. I should have got it quicker because we're in broadcasting. So we talked about the Masters. Great. Green jacket. Love it. Everybody loves it. Love it. Now, can I talk about something else that I was interested in over the weekend?
Yeah.
That's sports related. Sophie Cunningham has re-signed with the Indiana Fever.
Oh, good.
So is Lexi Hull and Kelsey Mitchell, and, of course, Caitlin Clark. Fever are going to be unbelievable, unstoppable this year.
You think?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
See, nobody cares.
No.
Nobody cares.
It's not
I
that
gotta
at all.
care about golf.
No, I think I'm going to have to watch it.
Okay. I'll let you know when the game's on for sure.
Okay.
So Sophie Cunningham has gotten more attention than any other player in the WNBA, including Caitlin Clark, since she went after the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She poked her in the eye, and then this other chubby player went and knocked Caitlin down on the ground, and no call whatsoever.
I saw Sophie on commercials.
Right, Ken.
Yeah.
She's everywhere.
Yeah.
And Sophie Cunningham took this girl by the neck. This other girl had no idea that Sophie was a black belt in karate since she was 6 years old. And Sophie held her head so that she couldn't move or couldn't fight and just was screaming in her ear, "You don't do that. You don't do that to our team." So the enforcer is back. That's all I want to say.
The enforcer is back.
Oh, and by the way, Rory McIlroy won the Masters. Way to go, Rory.
Back to back.
Yes. First time in like 25 years. There you go, Rory. Take a bow. Congratulations.
Hey, Jamie Ullman here for Window World. Did you know that Window World offers a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor? They are one of the only 2 replacement windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. Window World St. Louis has been owned and operated by a group of born and raised St. Louis residents for more than 23 years, and now Window World is offering 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. Call them today, 800-GET-WINDOWS for a free in-home, no-pressure estimate. That's Window World at 800-GET-WINDOWS. Hey folks, the Clayton Sleep Institute and my friend Dr. Ojal back supporting free common sense conservative radio. ClaytonSleep.com, treating the full range of adult and pediatric sleep disorders from sleep apnea to insomnia, restless leg syndrome, periodic limb movement, and narcolepsy. What an awesome place. New comfy setting for the sleep lab. ClaytonSleep.com, 314-645-5855. Better sleep, better life.
When insurance companies know you're represented by Under Law, they know Under is not going to let you be pushed around. Their reputation is built on years of courtroom battles. If you suffer an injury or damage to your property, serve the insurance company notice. You have Under Law on your side. A St. Louis firm you can trust to protect you at every term. Don't settle for less. You want to win? Believe me, Under wins. Under, O-N-D-R, underlaw.com.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green.
This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at
NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Following the failure to reach a deal at U.S.-Iran peace talks, the U.S. military is imposing a naval blockade on Iranian ports on the Strait of Hormuz. Uncertainty over oil exports has driven crude prices back above $100 per barrel. The U.S. continues targeting suspected drug traffickers at sea.
The U.S. military says it blew up 2 boats accused of smuggling drugs in the eastern Pacific Ocean and says the strike killed a total of 5 people, leaving 1 survivor. The attacks are part of the Trump administration's campaign against alleged traffickers in Latin America. The latest strikes bring the total number of people killed in boat strikes by the U.S. military to at least 168 people. The Trump administration began targeting those it calls narco-terrorists in early September. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
President Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal has been dismissed by a federal judge.
The president filed a lawsuit last summer against the newspaper and owner Rupert Murdoch over a story connecting him to Jeffrey Epstein. The article described a sexually suggestive letter that the newspaper said bore Donald Trump's signature. In turning away the lawsuit, U.S. District Judge Darren Gales in Florida wrote that the president had failed to make the argument that the article was published with the intent to be malicious, but gave him a chance to file an amended complaint. Greg Clugston, Washington.
In the face of criticism from President Trump, Pope Leo says he'll continue speaking out for peace. President Trump says there would be no peace if Iran got a nuclear weapon. Used home sales fell last month, dropping to their slowest pace in 9 months. Easing mortgage rates, more properties on the market failed to motivate home shoppers. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow is down 213 points, the Nasdaq 73 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
A warm week ahead. Boy, I'm forecasting highs in the 80s every single day through Friday. 86 this afternoon under partly cloudy skies. The record 89 set back in 1941. Mostly cloudy and mild tonight. We only drop to 69 degrees early Tuesday morning. Partly cloudy Tuesday, even warmer with a high of 88 tomorrow. Be on the lookout for scattered rain and storms on Wednesday. Some of those storms could be on the stronger side. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2. Here we go. Karen Kataline coming up in a bit. Splashdown. I want to talk about the splashdown of Artemis 2 next break, Ken. Is that okay?
That'd be great.
You're the boss. And Cindy Blanton, our great friend from Bauer Insurance Agency, right here in the studio. And let's get going and talk to Karen Kataline. The one and only Karen Kataline.
Did you know that I'm married to a trucker? I feel like using a Yiddish word, vermischt. Toiling in front of my computer I am. They're just too dumb to lie. He has the effect of 6 shots of scotch.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are both of you?
We are
really
well.
good.
Thank you so much for asking.
Good.
All right. So I love to find things that you put on X and talk about them because they always make me smile. They always make me laugh. So there's an AI video of, I guess that's Khomeini, the leader, the supreme leader of Iran, in this little boat. And Donald Trump comes with this big old battleship and just destroys it in the water. And then they're, Putin and Xi from China are there. And then Karen says, kind of reminds you of the toll booth scene in Blazing Saddles, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Somebody's got to go back and get a shoot load of dimes.
Here they are in the middle of the ocean, and there's a little boat that says toll booth.
Right.
Strait of Hormuz toll booth.
So funny. So funny how they're so ridiculous. And, watching President Trump do this, right? Do this war, direct this war. People on the left and the press especially have no idea about the strategy of war that he's using.
Without a doubt. And we haven't exactly known either, but we are getting some exquisite hints, aren't we? Suddenly, things are changing. The entire trajectory of how oil gets to where it's supposed to go is changing. I'm seeing these things. People are so chomping at the bit for information to verify it, which is a good thing. I'm glad that we read stuff and we go, God, I hope that's true. God, I hope that's true. And one of them is that the Saudis, right, have now, not exactly my greatest wheelhouse here, but they have now opened a whole new different pipeline so they don't need the straits anymore.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
All these ships are coming through Kenya. Are ya sitting down? The Gulf of America.
How about that?
They're headed to America to get their oil. So basically, he's going to shut them out. And none of this, as far as I can tell, could have been possible without a long-term, very intricate plan. So when the Democrat, he doesn't have a plan. He's had a plan so brilliant that even conservatives have said, don't bet against Trump, but I don't know what the heck he's doing.
Well, you know what? Did anybody know what Patton was doing? Does anybody know what Eisenhower was doing?
No.
And they handled it just fine. We don't need your help. God, just shut up and report the news.
Yeah, they'll never do that.
No, I know.
But I do believe this week is going to be astonishing.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know,
And let's not forget when
yeah.
President Trump was sitting across from a table of the leader of the Taliban, and he said, if you hurt one American, I'll kill you. And the interpreter, eyes got real big. And Trump says, tell him what I said, exactly the way I said it. While the interpreter is talking to the leader of the Taliban, President Trump pulls out of his breast pocket a satellite photograph of the Taliban leader's house. And he puts it down on the table.
You're kidding. Where did you read that?
Oh, it's everywhere. Wesley Hunt, is that his name? No.
Yeah.
Wesley
Hunt, the representative, black guy from Texas. Listen to him tell the story if you want to look it up. And it's because he put the picture down of the Taliban leader's house and then just walked out. He didn't say another word, just walked right out. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Cojones, man.
Yeah, what do you call that?
We haven't had any presidents that had that in a long time.
What do you guys call it? What do you guys call it?
We don't have
chutzpah. Chutzpah.
Oh, chutzpah.
That's chutzpah.
Oh, yeah, you do that.
You need a lot of phlegm there. Chutzpah.
Can't go. You need a lot of there. That's so funny.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, can I stand just for a second while you guys are talking about it? I want to get this message out there that we need to just, as MAGA people especially, but as anyone who's an American, let things play out as they're supposed to. It's not as bad as the media is telling you.
Of course.
Stop watching just the mainstream media. Do your own research. Realize that we have all the cards. You know, the Today Show, for example, Karen, they made it sound like, well, you know, the United States, they lost the war, essentially. But they didn't. We've got all the cards. President Trump is just playing this strategically. He could do anything he wants to, but he wants to do it so the least amount of people get hurt.
Yeah. Well, I think that if Trump supporters and the base of conservatives believe any of these leftists who are cheering for Iran and hoping that America will lose, and cheering for America's enemies and talking it down so people will be depressed and disgusted and all that, then they just haven't been watching.
Right.
I don't really think a lot of people are doing that. I mean, look at the stock market. The stock market already is poised to explode in a positive way. I mean, if people were as discouraged as the Democrats would like Americans to be, the stock market would be truly in the toilet right now.
Yeah.
And it's not. It isn't.
Great point. So I just want to commend you for something. So you said Gulf of America. Thank you for saying that. You said it like you weren't trying to be a smart ass. You just called it the Gulf of America because that's what we call it, right? So on the Today Show on NBC, Al Roker refuses to say Gulf of America, right? For a while, he was saying still Gulf of Mexico because he's so...
Now what does he say?
The Gulf. Just the Gulf.
Well, he's brainwashed, and he does what NBC tells him to do. Can you imagine Americans hating their own country so much that they don't mind Americans getting killed so they can stick it to Trump? I mean, that and more has been going on.
So we briefly brought it up, but let's talk about it since you brought that up that way. I'm sorry, Ken, Dude 44, is that what he is?
Yes.
Dude 44, who was like Rambo, I guess, right? In mountains and caves in Iran. And they
Wounded.
went and... What?
Yeah, wounded.
And wounded, right.
Yeah,
And,
go ahead.
And they went in and they got him and they saved him. And the press was furious about that. Furious that he wasn't dead. So they can say that Trump killed another American service member.
Yeah, there aren't enough adjectives for how disgraceful these people are and how much they're getting caught in lie after lie after lie. And I'm watching the outrage on Twitter about how you can keep on exposing the lies. And they say, I'm just going to ignore all of this until there's accountability, because without the accountability, they're going to keep getting away with it. But it's infuriating. I mean, I don't mean to, because I do it way too much. I'm all over the place. E. Jean Carroll.
Oh, I was going to get there.
Did you? Oh, good.
You didn't trust
good.
me? What are you, Ken Williams? What are you, Thunder Stealer like Ken Williams? You're the second person to do that to me today.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. You want to do it now, or are you done with that thought?
Do it. We'll do it. Yeah.
Hey,
don't
push me. Don't you push me around. So, you want me to read yours first, or Joshua Hall's first? What do you think's better?
Whatever you want. What I want to do is draw a distinction between this one and what's happening to Swalwell. They're very much connected. Okay. Very much.
But you didn't answer my question. Do you want me to read your
whatever
post?
You want to do?
Oh, God, you're such a Jew. My God. All right.
I should answer with a question.
Right.
Do you think I know?
I don't.
Whatever you want to do.
I make a living. So Karen puts on her X account the 12th yesterday. So she says, the sad part is that there's a segment of people in high and low places that are so brainwashed that no facts, including this bombshell, which we'll read to you in a minute, will ever convince them of what they bought into long ago. Their minds are made up and refuse to be confused with the facts, and it's exactly how mob rule and tyranny happens. So, the post that Karen commented on says, breaking, whistleblower says Trump accuser E. Jean Carroll secretly met with DNC officials, confessed on tape that her allegations against President Trump are false. An insider with inside information says this meeting that Carroll attended got her $10 million. So that she was on the take, and none of that was true either. And he lost that, and he should get his money back.
That's the very least that should happen.
Yeah, I think there should be a lot more than that.
That's nothing compared to what should happen. Not only should people be charged, but the biggest problem is that the greatest, the 30% of dumb Americans who believe the poison about Trump will refuse to believe this no matter what you say.
Oh, yeah.
You could come out with video and they'll say, that's fake, that's phony, that didn't happen. They've decided. I've even seen Republicans do it. Well, sure, he was involved with Epstein because we know what kind of a hound dog he is. This is evidence.
Right.
And yet they're so stupid. But the thing that really is interesting to me with all this, if I may be so bold.
You may.
Is to read the post above it, because, of course, the whole Swalwell, I call him Snake Swalwell because he's a snake. He is a snake, and every Democrat knew it because that's all they deal with, are snakes. Let's not miss the plot. Sooner or later, the left eats its own, but only when their own are no longer useful or refuse to do as they're told. This is a masterclass on how they wield power, and there's nothing democratic about it. What's interesting is their machete is sexual abuse, and they don't care one bit whether the charges are true or not. They care whether it does what it's supposed to do. In the case of Trump, it did what they thought it's supposed to do. And now with Swalwell, notice it's the same story. They just use it for a different purpose.
Well, like Blasey Ford. What about that with,
all the same thing.
Same thing.
That's probably what the Me Too movement was really designed to do. Look what they did to Cuomo. They've got so many snakes. They didn't care. They didn't care because it doesn't matter to them that Cuomo sent poisoned people into nursing homes and killed them because they were vulnerable and they could increase their COVID numbers. That didn't matter to them. No, they got him out because he wasn't playing ball, and they used sexual abuse as the tool to get him out. These people, I've run out of adjectives. They are evil and despicable, and we've seen their patterns again and again and again.
All right. So, listen, I want to get three little quick things in here, and then
Thanks for letting me rant.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Okay.
We'll get back to the E. Jean Carroll thing in just a second. But first, I loved how Jewish you said, this is evidence. It was perfect. It was beautiful. This is evidence.
Well,
all right,
I
that's
might
it.
be Jewish, I guess.
No, and what? All right. So now you call Swalwell the snake. We call him Swallowwell because that's probably what Fang did. Okay. So, and then the last thing is, Ken and I say it every day that perjury used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're testifying against President Trump, there is no such thing as perjury. And E. Jean Carroll is one example. The biggest example is Cassidy Hutchinson, who testified at the J6 committee hearing that President Trump grabbed the wheel of the car. That was false. Why wasn't she accused with perjury? E. Jean Carroll said, and you can find the video when she was on with Anderson Cooper, she thinks rape is sexy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll find you the video.
We actually played that.
So we've played it.
Yeah, we've played it. And Karen, not only that, but in the story Vic has, the article, they actually go on to say that E. Jean Carroll even claimed that she never met Trump.
And the fact that they went ahead with it, just like everything that Tulsi Gabbard is exposing, and nobody seems to care yet. Trump is a little busy, but he needs a pit bull as an AG. And the acting one ain't it.
So who is?
Well, I told you I surely wouldn't mind if it was having a brain moment. The New York Attorney General right now. U.S.
Judge
Attorney
Jeanine
Judge
Ferrer?
Jeanine.
Oh, yeah.
You need somebody who does not care what they say about her.
Yep.
I don't know, and he's probably looking. But I hope, just as I hope that Iran will get the whole situation is going to blow wide open, and I do believe it will this week and soon as possible. I also hope that in the third year of Trump, possibly, we're going to see things come out in public that we never dreamed would finally get out there. I don't know, maybe with the help of a new CBS News. Did you happen to read once, I know we're almost done, that one of the first things Obama did was to repeal something that said that the media couldn't engage in out-and-out propaganda? Those little tidbits are so valuable to know how long a game the Democrats play. And the only Republican we've ever had that plays the long game, both internationally as well as domestically, is Donald Trump.
Yep. Karen Kataline, our fave. You're our fave.
We were just getting started here.
What I should.
This is going to be an amazing week. This week and next week. I I'm breaking out the popcorn.
All right. We'll be watching with you. I swear
I hope
we will
everybody
be.
is too. I hope everybody. I know they are.
All right,
We're really ready and due for some major positive news here.
Thursday, I promise to have something to play that make you laugh because I haven't done it in a while and I feel bad. So we'll do that.
I love when you make me laugh.
We'll do it on Thursday.
All right.
All right. Smaller
See you,
piece.
bye.
Okay, bye.
See you, Karen.
She likes Hyman Roth.
Oh, yeah.
From The Godfather. So this is the band that plays with Eric Burdon, Spill the Wine, War.
Right.
And it was a collaboration between Eric Burdon and War, which I thought was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Problem with that?
No.
You looked at me like, what?
No, I didn't look at you like that.
Whatever,
Like,
Ken.
maybe you assume.
Don't try to make people think you treat me well, because you don't. Okay? I know you do. All right, the Road to Zero Income Tax Town Hall is happening Thursday, April. We got a lot of stuff going on.
I
at this
know,
radio
it's
show.
great, isn't it?
Thursday, April 30th at the Lodge De Pere on De Pere Road, 6 to 8 o'clock. Doors open at 6. Program and Q&A at 6:30. Find out more about it at NewstalkSTL.com. Artemis 2 next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home. Hey.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I have a theory. People talk loud when they want to act smart, right? Correct!
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right. Let's talk about Serenity Wealth Management. Our friend Chris Cooper used to be our friend until he started hanging out with my girl, Diane
our
Wood.
friend.
From Troy. We haven't spoken to him since then. Now, you say that like you're so,
Well, I'm totally
He
confident.
could be like, nah, I'm going to hang out with Diane Wood.
Well, sure he is.
Tell Diane not to hang out with us, that kind of thing.
I love that.
You do?
Yeah. Because I think she has enough cookies for all of us.
Right. We even had enough for the president.
That's right.
Okay, so we have plenty with her. But Chris is the guy you want to talk to. He's the guy you want to talk to. This is going to sound, stay with me. He's the guy you want to talk to when you're afraid to talk about your money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes total sense.
Because he makes you comfortable. He will make you laugh, right? He's very hospitable up there in his beautiful little Serenity Wealth Management office, and he knows what to do. He knows how to help you get the retirement, and I love this word that he uses, that you deserve, right? He's got a brand new book, The Business Owner's Playbook for Financial Clarity, and you can get it at serenitynowbiz.com. That's the exclusive website for that book. And then the other 2 books are still available, right?
And they're all for free, right?
Yeah. Are the other 2 books available?
I think they are.
Just answer my question
They
instead
are.
of thunderstance.
They are.
One is called The New Holistic Retirement. The other is Tax-Free Strategies for Long-Term Care. You can get those at serenitynowtax.com. He's got this crazy radio show Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, Serenity Wealth Now.
And it's full of fun with finance. It's a great feature.
Shut your face.
No, I'm
Really?
serious about it.
How about that? All right, that's it. Serenity Now with Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity now! This is 101.9 and 94.1.
Female millennial Trump supporter. I listen to it like every day. Like, seriously, you get it.
News Talk STL.
What if Missouri eliminated its income tax entirely?
Find out how at the Road to Zero Income Tax Town Hall.
Hosted by News Talk STL's own Mike Ferguson.
Joined by Senator Nick Schroer and Representative Ben Keithley.
Come ready with your questions and get the facts on the plan to phase out Missouri's income tax for good.
Thursday, April 30th at the Lodge de Pere. Presented by AFP Missouri and Mo Tax Relief Now.
RSVP today at afpmissouri.com. That's afpmissouri.com.
1 in 4 women will have an abortion before the age of 45 in this country. That's the tragedy we must work to stop. Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show here, and that is why Reach Reproductive Health is here, to empower parents to save the lives of innocent children and to see these families come to Christ. And you can be a part of saving and changing lives. So pray and visit outreachforlife.org to learn more, volunteer, and donate. That's outreachforlife.org.
News Talk STL. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Did Donald Trump and Republicans make everything great again over the weekend? We'll discuss with Senator Jim Talon at 425. At 525, Red State Headlines with Susie Moore.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Use integrity. Splashdown. Sending post-landing command now.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown. Waiting on VLDR.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. From the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
Do you know how much I love that?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Can you play the Jules Verne part again? Right, start from the Jules Verne part. I don't know who writes them. I don't know if the person who's saying it writes it. I don't know. But boy, it just gives me chills.
Use integrity. Splashdown. Sending post-landing command now.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown. Waiting on VLDR.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. From the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
So he saved it. He saved it for me. This is just me. Me as a fan of space exploration. He saved it when he said, integrity, astronauts are back home.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, do you remember the one I made you play about 6 astronaut heroes and 1 American legend when John Glenn went up at 77?
Right.
That lady's enthusiasm was just great the whole time. This guy, the Jules Verne thing was great. And I was like, I wish a woman was saying this. But then when he said, integrity, astronauts are on Earth or back home or whatever he said, it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
So did you watch it?
Yeah.
What are you watching?
What do you find? I was watching on a computer. It's just a live feed from NASA. So, yeah.
I want to say that I was watching it, on Fox News, whatever, and they had the countdown. Because, Ken, do you realize this landed exactly the time they said it would?
Isn't that bizarre?
I can't even get to work on time, And this landed at 7:07 and 47 seconds, exactly at the right time.
I was trying to figure out how they could determine that, but it's such a math equation that I don't know, it hurts your head.
Over my head. So here's the thing, too. I've always said this. The smartest people in this country, I believe, work for NASA. Because let's take the Mars rover. Remember the Mars rover that they sent out there and then sent pictures back?
Oh, yeah.
We're moving, right? We're moving around the sun. Moon's in the way there, moving with us. And then Mars is moving too. And somehow they figured out how to get this rover from Cape Canaveral to Mars. And then do you remember how that landed? The fire came out of the bottom, little by little. It went down and down and down, and then it landed.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? How do you figure? You can't do that with a calculator.
Well, I'm going to blow your mind right now because that's not the only lander there. That's not the only thing there. There are a number of them that are going around Mars that are just like we have satellites here on Earth or at Earth. They have them at Mars now, and there are also other different types of rovers that are all around Mars.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of stuff there.
And haven't they found water? I thought they found water.
They're looking for it now. I don't know if they found it yet or not. They know there's ice at the caps. So
say that again.
There's ice at the caps
in Mars.
In Mars, yeah, at Mars.
So that's water.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's go.
Right.
One-way ticket though. You want to go to Mars? It's a one-way
no.
ticket.
It is at this point. It is a one-way ticket. Yeah, it really is.
So they were counting down, and they had the countdown clock on the screen. And then all of a sudden, it all happened at once, Ken. The countdown went away. Everything about Artemis went away. And then they said that they had lost communication with the astronauts. And I said to my wife, I said, something's wrong. This isn't right. Something went wrong. And there was a very short time where there was no communication between Houston and the astronauts. And it really worried me for the short amount of time that it was, and then they got it back.
Right, yeah.
I'm just talking about how smart NASA people are. They got to be smart enough to keep communication back and forth.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then they made it safely. And when they splashed down, it was just beauty. It was just absolute beauty.
That's why, Gabe Pfeiffer,
right.
Our rocket scientist, I would love to get in his head and find out what the heck's going on because.
And why? We wouldn't understand.
No, but it's interesting because I know that I've seen him. I've walked past when he had to work at the station, like fixing something or whatever. And he has this enclosed system. It's like, it's like supercomputer stuff. And it was just, I wanted to just walk behind him and go, just can I look? Just for a second. I just want to look. I won't know anything you're doing right here, but I would just like to see it. But
I always joked with Gabe, when we're doing something and the person doesn't get it and you say, come on, it's not rocket science, right?
Right.
Over where he works, they can't get it. He goes, come on, it's not radio.
Yeah.
Trying to give us more credit than we deserve.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, believe that. You should believe that.
All right, Kent. Are we done? You got any more? Do you have any more? No. Do you have any more Artemis 2 thoughts?
No, not right now, but there are going to be a lot more because hopefully, and I think what we've ignited here is a new generation of space flight.
I have to bring up one more thing. I'm sorry. This is how bad Sean Hannity is because it all happened. It happened at 7:07 our time, and then, after 8, he still had it. He took over at 8, but just talked about Artemis, and He for some reason, he brought up what it smells like in the capsule.
Why?
And then the guy he's interviewing says, well, there is a certain amount of body odor. And I was like, oh, my God. And then he starts talking about other stuff, right? Off of smells completely. And then Sean Hannity felt the need to interrupt him to say, now, you mentioned body odor. And he wanted to have all kinds of, but I'm trying to eat. He's talking about body odor. I'm like, God, leave these people alone. Do we have to know they have body odor? They went around the moon, for God's sakes.
Right.
Leave them alone.
Right.
He's the worst, Ken. He's the worst. He is the worst. All right, let's move on to number 13. Everybody's favorite little stupid brat. Right? She's everybody's favorite stupid brat.
I think so, yeah.
Her name is Greta Thunberg.
The President of the United States just said that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. And no one is reacting.
So Islamic regime killed 46,000 of my people in 8 and 9 of January, and you didn't think this is important to talk about in your platform. Islamic regime shut down the internet so they cannot send their voice out of Iran, and you didn't think this is important. They break the record of internet blackout in history, and you didn't think this is important. They start arresting anyone who dare write hashtag regime change for Iran, and you didn't think this is important. They start executing teenagers. Last week they executed 5 teenagers, and you didn't think this is important to talk about in your platform because Islamic regime funding Hamas. That's why. As soon as Donald Trump is talking about my country, the Islamic civilization that we don't want, you start attacking Donald Trump and you think we're stupid and we don't remember your old beef with Donald Trump? You didn't use your platform. You didn't use your voice when we needed you. So keep my country's name out of your filthy, disgusting mouth.
Wow, do I love that.
Yeah.
Who was that lady?
Just an Iranian lady.
But, Greta Thunberg. Can you just play the Greta Thunberg part for us again, Ken, just the beginning there?
The President of the United States just said that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. And no one is reacting.
Okay, you know what, Greta? Why don't you shave your armpits?
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare I? You bet. All That whole thing was just to play How Dare You.
Yeah, right.
But,
How dare you?
Well, yeah.
But the Iranian lady is right. You know, when he says why did I think of this? When he said civilization, he doesn't mean the whole country, the whole population of Iran.
No.
He means the Islamic population.
The Islamic
civilization.
State.
Right.
Yeah.
As the civilization.
Right.
She is, I don't know. I'm done. I only wanted to hear that.
How dare you?
That was all I wanted to hear. All right, Kenny, can we? No way. No way. Are we done?
Well, we can go a little longer if you want. Go ahead.
Can I just go a little bit longer?
Go ahead.
See, now he's mad at me.
No. Go ahead.
Can you play number 11?
Yeah.
Just more proof that Eric Swalwell
Absolutely.
is so out of touch with America.
Let's do it.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations, and I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false.
Stop. Is that how you say that? Flat false, or do you say flat out false?
I think flat out false.
Right?
Right.
He even doesn't even talk like a regular person.
Flat false.
He's trying to be a regular person. Flat false. What? It's flat out false.
Right.
Flat out lies.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
That is.
I can't. I'm too busy to rule the world. Okay.
We good to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Whoosh.
Wow. All right. So I guess next hour we'll get to a little bit of the cockroaches. Rolling Stones.
Cockroaches.
Cindy Blanton, our great friend from Bauer Insurance Agency, who's sitting patiently in the lobby having to listen to all this crap we do. She's next, so stick around.
How dare you?
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's NewstalkSTL. News, analysis, opinions.
Democrats and Chuck Schumer that are causing the long lines.
They think we ought to abolish ICE, just like they wanted to abolish police.
Nuke the filibuster in order to pass the SAVE Act.
101.9 and 94.1 NewstalkSTL.
There's something magical about walking into your backyard and knowing your family is completely safe and secure. Hi, I'm Sean Long, owner of STL Fenceworks. That's the feeling my team and I have been creating for metro area families for more than 50 years. Whether you're adding your first fence or finally creating the outdoor sanctuary you've always wanted, we offer premium vinyl and stunning ornamental options, all designed around your family's specific needs and lifestyle. While other companies struggle with supply delays and rising costs, we've always proudly used all American-made materials, which means better pricing and faster installation for you. Our experienced craftsmen exemplify our motto, your satisfaction is our passion. From Warrenton to Wildwood, your neighbors trust us because we live here too. And we care about your project as much as you do. Right now is the golden time to build with flexible financing options and a commitment to completing your fence on time and on budget. Visit stlfenceworks.com.
Hello, St. Louis. This is Everett Jones of Jones Air and Water Treatment. I know you're ready for some summer weather. While we still have the spring to get through, this is a great time to think about your swimming pools. That's right, now is a great time to save on EcoSmart salt-free, chlorine-free, acid-free pool products. Call now and get 50% off glass-packed media and 15% off all other EcoSmart products. Call now at 636-899-1040, now through the end of April.
Hi, I'm Rodney Wallner.
And I'm Jen Wallner with the Wallner Home Selling Team at Berkshire Hathaway.
Hey, Jen, how do you sell your home for top dollar?
That's easy. Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What if I want a flexible commission plan?
Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What's the best time to sell your home?
Right now, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
For all your real estate needs, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
That's 314-810-SOLD.
Fox News Commentary with Kennedy, next.
I'm alpine skier Michaela Schifrin. I've won the most World Cup ski races in history. But what does success mean to me? Success means discipline. It's teamwork. It's the drive and passion inside of us, and it's why Stifel is one of the fastest growing global wealth management firms in the country. If you're looking for success, surround yourself with the people who will get you there. If you're an advisor or investor, choose Stifel, where success meets success.
Stifel Nicolaus & Company Incorporated. Member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Here's Kennedy discussing how the Artemis II mission is serving as a source of global inspiration.
I think that this has been a profound experience for people who question our existence on this planet and question, why am I here? What is the point of all of this? There is something about going into space that leaves us in awe, that satisfies a curiosity inside of us when we look up and wonder, what is it all for? What is it all about? And that there are for people who maybe have an even greater answer for those deep philosophical longings. I think that is something so cool.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, this is Joe DeVito, and you're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on NewstalkSTL. We've already had our 2-drink minimum. How about you?
Hey, welcome back. 1019-94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That is Ken Williams. We're going to talk to our great friend Cindy Blanton from the Bauer Insurance Agency. And before we even get going, testimonial in the chat box from Vicky, who says, Cindy is a fantastic broker for us.
Woohoo. Thank you.
So glad to have her assisting us in our corner. So now you're in a league where people want you around all the time, right? For anything, covering anything, car, house, right? Everything. Yep. And that's a good thing to have. Sorry, Cindy Blanton from the Bauer Insurance Company. How you doing?
Cindy. I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. I asked you off the air if you've ridden yet, getting on the bike and rode yet. You said no, not yet, but you will, right? You'll get there. So there's a show on TV on HBO Max. It's called The Pit. Big, huge, popular show. Noah Wyle, who used to be on ER, is the main guy, and the show is interesting because it's in real time. An hour on the show is an hour on the clock.
It sounds like the TV show 24.
Yes. Oh, my God. I think it's exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Noah Wiley's character is going to take a 3-month sabbatical after this day is over, and the day never seems to be over until our 13th hour, and he's going to ride his bike. And I can't tell you how many people said, please don't, because he's tired. He's going to ride right as soon as he got off the shift. He wasn't going to go home and sleep.
You can already see. It's like, no.
Yeah.
What a slow motion things.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just, I think of people when things happen. I thought of you when he was going to go ride, because I know you like to ride. And you wouldn't ride if you were tired, right, Cindy?
No. Whenever my husband and I go to Sturgis, it's all day, and we like to people watch, but when it starts to get darker and darker, we don't like to ride when it's super, super dark. It's unavoidable in Sturgis a lot of times, but even when we're home and we're riding, once it kind of becomes dusk, and we don't want to ride that late at night, one, because we're probably tired from riding all day, and two, you can't see as well at night, even with the headlights and all of the street lights and everything, and you don't, especially around here, deer everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, and those suckers will just dart out in the middle of the road, and you're done for. So we always take precautions and just try to be smart about our riding. Your defenses are so heightened whenever you are on the back of a motorcycle, and so when I tell people who are avid motorcycle riders, just always be aware of your surroundings. It is when we are very much on the defensive and we're always looking to our left, looking to our right, looking straight ahead, always panning and scanning the road for any potential thing, whether it's an animal, whether it's a car, whether it's another bike, whatever it is we're always more aware because you have no metal or fiberglass around
No
you
protection.
at all. No protection at all.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to your reflexes have got to be quick.
I have a couple questions. Sturgis is in North Dakota?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. All right. South Dakota. How long of a ride? How many miles from Missouri to Sturgis?
It is about 1,400 miles.
Wow. So how do we do it in 2 days?
No. Yes, we do that in 2 days. How we normally leave in the early morning of like on a Thursday, and then we'll ride to where it's not even dark yet; it's just dusk, and then we will kind of find a base camp, so to speak, and we find a hotel or whatever. And then we'll get up and then we'll ride the rest of the way. We'll get as far as about a little over 2/3 of the way on our first leg. And then by the time we actually hit our base camp there in Sturgis, or Spearfish is where we actually stay, we're there about 10:30 their time because they're an hour behind us.
So you take one bike or two?
Two. Mine and my husband's.
Wow.
That is so awesome.
I thought you would have just held on tight on the back there. No, it's not you.
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
Well,
you know what?
Whenever when we first started riding together, as a couple, because he approached me well before we got married. My husband is actually here in the studio, so he's like glaring at me, and I'm looking over at him. But he came to me and said, "Hey, what do you think about motorcycles?" And I said, I like them. I think they're fun. And it's like my disclosure, my first husband had a little bike, but didn't really ride much. I mean, I didn't ride myself. But he didn't. He always liked motorcycles and had motorcycles on and off. And so he had that bug. And so he goes, what do you think about, motorcycles? I went, yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun. So we were looking at Suzukis and Yamahas and Harleys. And I go, I don't know how much we're actually going to ride. So let's not go overboard and spend on a Harley. Let's just get this. So we got a little Suzuki Intruder, and I'm looking over to him just to confirm, and he's nodding. And about a week of us getting on the back of that bike, and we pretty much didn't get off the back of the bike for almost a solid week. I said, let's go back and get the Harley.
Wow.
So
nothing like a Harley.
Yeah.
Man.
So we traded in for Heritage Springer. And loved that bike, tricked that bike out, and then it snowballed to a bike after bike after bike after bike.
Well, getting back to what you were saying earlier about animals and stuff, you have to be on the watch for everything.
Oh, yeah.
I never really thought about that, about a bike rider. I thought about everything else. My wife, she's against me getting a bike, but I used to ride before I met her around, not like you guys at all, but I mean, I would ride them. And my daughter, she hit a deer hit her. And really messed up her car. I mean, I can't even imagine what would happen on a bike.
Oh, I'll tell you a quick story. So my husband and I, we were on the same bike, and then we had another couple on their bike behind us, and we're riding up Kiefer Creek in Clarkson Valley, up in Chesterfield area.
Yeah.
And so we're going along, and I look off, and there's this field off to my right. And I'm going, oh, I see like these deer just galloping. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like this like little leaping going on. And then I see one just literally do a 90-degree quick turn toward us. So I'm like, holy moly. And so I'm almost turning around 180. I'm on the back of my husband's bike, and I'm on a 180. And I see the deer go in between us and our friend. Our friend's now just like screeching on their brakes. It goes in between us. It gets hit by the oncoming car. It gets flipped over our friend, literally over their heads, and then got hit again by the car behind them.
Oh, wow.
And I'm watching this whole thing. I'm like, holy Christ, did you just see? And he's like, no, I didn't see. I'm writing. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
See,
my
when
God. I'm like, and I'm all these sales events. And finally, when we stop, we go to our friends. I'm like, oh my Lord, are you guys okay? And they're just going, they were shooken up.
When you
because
said
that-
holy moly, I was like, well, thanks for saying that instead of what you really probably said.
yeah.
Which is funny.
Censor. There is a delay, but little beep button.
And we hope they all had insurance.
Wait, we do? We have a beep button?
I don't know.
Oh,
do you?
What are you talking about?
A bleep
yeah, I
button?
do actually. For him.
I had no idea. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
All right.
it was scary.
So Ken and I made a little observation earlier this week that because your place, Bauer Insurance Agency,
Bauer.
You
You said Bowie.
Yeah, Bowie is.
Bauer Insurance Agency.
I'm gonna correct you now.
No, sure.
No, you should.
In the Mid Rivers Mall.
Yes.
And we learned something about the word mall because people would say, "Are you going to the store?" No, I'm going to the mall. Going to the mall.
The mall?
Right. Listen, I'm not going to one store. I'm going to
The mall.
To the mall.
To the
Yes.
mall.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe that's how the word happened.
Maybe. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Okay,
Blair.
I didn't think it is, so let me say it again.
Okay.
Are you going to the store? No.
I'm going to the mall.
I'm going.
I'm going to them all.
Right. But we said
Gotcha,
going to the
going to the
mall.
mall.
So I think
Going
that's
to them
maybe
all.
how the word.
How the mall.
Yeah.
The mall.
The mall.
Yeah.
So insignificant to what we're talking about, but I did
Just
want to
like
bring that up
Take-Home-a-Sack.
because you're in the mall. The
Right.
Bauer Insurance Company's in the Mid Rivers Mall, and that's a great
S'mores?
location. Do people what?
S'mores is the same way.
Yeah.
Right. Want some more?
Exactly
S'mores,
right.
s'more?
I haven't
Yeah.
had any yet. How can I have some more?
Tacoma sack, like she just said.
Yeah, take home a sack.
Steak and shake.
Yeah.
Steak and shake.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's making fun of Native Americans. I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. So
My husband's one.
do
So am
people? Are there still
So am I.
mall walkers?
Oh yes.
That's still a thing? Is he a
Yes.
mall walker? You're looking at him like he's a mall walker. Are you a mall walker?
No.
No.
I do my husband because he gets up and when I do, but I go downstairs and I walk on our treadmill, and then he gets up and goes on to the office because he and I share an office space. So before anybody's in the mall's not even open to mall walkers. He'll go around.
Oh, good.
Nice.
I'd take advantage of that.
Exclusive
For sure.
mall walking. I
Right,
like that
right,
even better.
right.
Yes.
All right, so let's get down to business here. You know how to. It was so funny that right away a listener says you are great. So there you go. There's a testimony right there. Tell people how you can help them with one quick and easy phone call or visit.
They just call me up and they give me their information if they're wanting to have auto insurance, homeowners insurance, motorcycle, any type of toys, whether it's a business or home. Then I can help them save money.
How about pet insurance?
Yes.
How about that?
I
Pet
can even offer
insurance.
pet insurance.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love that idea, because taking care of your pet, by the way, is very expensive.
Oh,
when it
we're
comes
finding
to-
out. Yeah,
Yes.
I
Sick.
spent
Yes.
so
But
much money
There is
recently.
caveats to the pet insurance, but you have to, there's certain no pre-existing conditions, things like that. So if you already have an existing condition that has been documented by the vet insurance won't cover it. So, and there's deductibles just like anything else, and there's a cap just like everything else and stuff. So, but it's great, especially a dental part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just had my vet with our little one. Okay, you price out how much is going to be to get her teeth cleaned and the potential pull. I mean, she's 16 years old and her teeth are horrible, but it was going to cost me about $1,200 just for the dental visit.
What kind of dog?
Little miniature dachshund.
Oh.
She's a stinker. she is a mama's baby for sure, except when it comes to feeding. And my husband gives her treats constantly. So as soon she's on me, but as soon as he gets up and goes in the kitchen, ears perk
Here
up
I am.
That's
and
great.
Dad's in the kitchen. Dad's in the kitchen.
That's so funny. We have a 98.6 pound dog. We just got her weighed at the
Oh,
vet.
goodness.
98.6 pounds. And Jessica brushes her teeth. Got the special doggy toothpaste that I guess tastes like meat, I guess, right?
that's
Probably, yeah.
And she just sticks that
nasty.
toothbrush
You don't
in
want to
there.
give like spearmint or peppermint or anything.
Brushing those teeth. All right, so Progressive, Travelers, National, General, Nationwide, Safeco, Bristol West, Foremost, Stillwater, Palomar. I've never heard of
Palomar, that's when I go for my earthquake. There are several carriers that do not cover earthquake any longer.
Yeah.
A National General does not. Travelers does not. So if I have a policy with those companies, I've got it. It's like, no worries. I've got, another carrier.
I think that's important because those New Madrid fault news we hear about all the time.
It's surprising how many people, I'm okay, that don't really want or don't think about it. Or I bring it up. I go, okay, this carrier doesn't offer earthquake. So if you want earthquake, I do have a separate company.
Vic, as a kid, I remember my mother saying, "Why are you carrying earthquake insurance?" She said, "Because it's cheap." And it back then, when I was a kid, it was cheap. Now you can't even hardly get it anywhere.
Well, you still can. I mean, Palomar
can,
is, they don't deny you, but it's the premium is based on the replacement cost of your house. So if the premiums could range between like $280 up to over $1,000 depending on your replacement cost. If you have over $1 million replacement cost coverage on your current homeowner's policy, that premium will be over $1,000. I guarantee it, because it's based off of that.
Yeah. Also, Liberty Mutual, the Hartford Guide one, Grinnell. Am I saying that right?
Grinnell,
and Nationwide. So she's got it covered any way you look at it. She is Lori Blanner from the Bauer Insurance.
Who?
Cindy Blanton.
What? I don't know. Where'd you get that name?
Where did you?
I was trying to do it without looking. Let's start that part again. Hey, it's Cindy Blanton from the Bauer Insurance. I am so sorry. But thanks for coming by.
Well, thanks for having me.
We appreciate you very much. Good to see you, sir. But nobody else has seen you. Why don't you? Can you get into this camera just real quick? Ready? Kiss cam. Let's go. Kiss cam.
You can't see me.
Kiss cam.
That's delay. That's a delay. That's a delay. That's a delay.
Thank you. I'm a kiss cam. All right. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
You
Appreciate
guys
it.
are the best. I'm the worst. You're the best. What? I don't even know what I said. I don't want to talk about it.
No.
But yep, that's the way to do it. Cindy Blanton, Bauer Insurance Agency at the Mid Rivers Mall. So if you go to the mall, make sure that they're one of them.
Right.
Okay. Ken, can I play a little bit of this Rolling Stones thing?
Go ahead.
So the Stones have released a new record under the name The Cockroaches. It's called, and they tried to be stealth about it, and everybody knew it was the Stones. I don't even know why they did it. But here you go. Here's a little bit of it. Ken, this is, right? This is bluesy John Lee Hooker stuff here, right? Yeah! I can't wait to hear the rest of that. New Rolling Stones album should be out very soon. All right, it is a Monday morning, and I'm feeling every bit of that, I'll tell you that. Stick around. Next hour, we're going to talk to Doug Blair and the chat box, of course. Chat box people want to have a cage match. Dave Stouffer wants to have a cage match.
You voted. Listen, on Friday, April 24th, the Cardinals take on the Seattle Mariners, and Busch Stadium is going dark. That night, you will receive the all-new Cardinals jersey, Dark Mode, presented by Phillips 66. This fan-selected look was brought to life for the ballpark and designed to stand out in the stands. A limited giveaway you can only get at the game. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Victor Scott II. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
Missouri's laws are clear. Unregulated gaming devices are illegal. Companies have been telling businesses that gray market machines are legal. That's wrong. Don't be scammed. If you have these devices at your business, you could be subject to criminal and civil penalties. Unplug and remove these devices today.
If you've been approached to host illegal gaming machines, call now.
800-523-1434 or visit ago.mo.gov. Sponsored by the Attorney General's Office.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. is set to impose a shipping blockade on Iranian ports. Here's correspondent Charles de Ledesma.
The U.S. military has announced it will begin a blockade of all Iranian ports and coastal areas as President Donald Trump seeks to pressure Iran in a move that risks driving oil prices even higher and renewing the war. The announcement has set the stage for a showdown as Iran immediately responded with threats on all ports in the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. The announcement of the blockade has halted the limited ship traffic that resumed in the strait since the ceasefire, said an early report from Lloyd's List Intelligence. Marine trackers say over 40 commercial ships have crossed since the start of the ceasefire. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Pope Leo pushing back against President Trump's comments against him.
Pope Leo is setting off on an 11-day trip to Africa. Doing so against the backdrop of an extraordinary broadside issued by President Donald Trump overnight, in which he said that Leo wasn't doing a very good job and should stop catering to the radical left. This was in reference to Leo's prayer service on Saturday night, in which he blasted what he called the delusions of omnipotence fueling wars today.
And that report from Nicole Winfield. The administration is rolling back a car feature that was pushed by former President Obama. More details from correspondent Ken Lorman.
The Trump administration has revoked Obama-era off-cycle credits that encouraged automakers to install automatic stop-start systems, effectively ending widespread use of the unpopular technology in new gasoline cars. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin hailed the move as eliminating a, quote, climate participation trophy, noting that 58% of such vehicles had the feature by 2024, despite minimal fuel savings. Ken Lorman reporting.
More from townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Kirk Cameron. Is health insurance eating up your budget for 2026? If you're looking for ways to better steward your finances, consider this: Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's a health insurance alternative at half the cost. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. While insurance companies tell you when to join, what to pay, and where to go, CHM is different. As a ministry, CHM allows you to share the burden of medical bills with other Christians. You can enroll, switch programs, or leave at any time. Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's a world of difference. CHM has 4 flexible programs. You can pick any certified doctor, surgeon, or hospital that you want for eligible care. So make the switch. Take your paycheck back from health insurance this year. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint, formulated to outsmart the elements. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, mold or mildew. Our home exterior coatings intelligently designed to stand up to Mother Nature. Call 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
If you love your pet, which I know you do, then they deserve the excellent treatment and care they'll receive at Pacific Animal Hospital in Pacific, Missouri, a full-service veterinarian facility. Originally built and grown by my dad, Dr. Bill Jones, a new generation of wonderful veterinarians and staff at Pacific continue to provide outstanding medical, surgical, dental, boarding, and grooming services for your favorite furry friends. Our family entrusts the care of our pets only to the experienced docs and staff at Pacific Animal Hospital. You should too. Call them today, 636-257-2100, 24/7 at PacificVets.com, PacificVets.com.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Dreaming about a vacation but not sure where to start? Should you book that all-inclusive resort or a cruise? Which destination? What cruise line? And how do you know you're getting the best value? That's where Magic Expeditions comes in. We're your St. Louis local travel experts, helping you choose the vacation that fits. Whether a relaxing, adults-only escape, family-friendly resort, or unforgettable cruise adventure, skip the stress, the guessing, and endless online searching. Visit magicexpeditions.com. That's magicexpeditions.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
For a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, to behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, hour number 3 of our 3-hour tour. I told you, I already admitted to everyone publicly that there is never a time in my life where there is not a tune or a song or a melody in my head.
Yeah.
And I was watching our show. I went back and watched our show from Friday to find out all the mistakes you made. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
All the mistakes I made. And I couldn't get the 3-hour tour out of my head. Couldn't do it. Doug Blair coming up at 11:25 in the chat box, of course. So in the chat box, Dave Stouffer has suggested that he and Scotty Downey, our Navy chief, have a tag team cage match against 2 of the people from Rumble, because now it's a
Oh,
Rumble,
boy.
Rumble versus Facebook thing.
That would be intense.
That would be intense. Let's see, who can we get to wrestle with? Dave Stouffer and no, I don't see anybody. It might not be happening. Anyway, all right. So we thought today would be a good day for Looney Tunes. Sorry, Ken. See, that's stuff we're talking about. All the stuff I did wrong. So I don't know how James Carville gets away with what you're about to hear. To me, Ken, it seems like a direct threat to the life of the President of the United States. People have said a lot less severe things on social media and still gotten a visit from the FBI or the Secret Service.
Yeah.
So this is James Carville, and you tell me.
I want to be clear on this. I do not want that man to die. I want to watch him suffer. And I can't watch a dead person suffer. So I want him to be fully cognizant come November. So when people tell him.
So he means figuratively, or does he mean literally?
Well, if it's based on anything he said previously, like recently, it's definitely literally.
Okay. I don't know how you say something like that and not get a visit from the Secret Service.
I don't get it.
Okay, so yesterday, Pramila Jayapal was on Meet the Press. This is not from that, I don't think, right? I don't think it is. But she was talking, because the power of the war of choice, that's the new phrase. This is a war of choice, Ken.
Right.
This is not a legal war. This is a war of choice, that President Trump's choice to go to war. But this is Democrat Representative Pramila Jayapal. Go ahead.
And then when we take power, we're going to get the kinds of reforms and dismantle ICE and CBP in the way that I think they should be.
Let's talk about the fact that President Trump incited an erection.
Let's not forget that, Ken. Let's not forget the fact that President Trump incited an erection.
Yeah, exactly right. The Democrat Party, individuals, they're just biding their time until they become powerful again. They don't care about the American people. They don't care what they're going to do to solve problems. They just need to get the damn power back. And once they do, they've reminded us over and over again, and we've got audio clips that we've played to prove that from the state level all the way up to the top leadership, they're going to make MAGA Republicans pay, particularly President Trump, his cabinet, and on the way down.
So, if you're the kind of person who wants to talk to somebody on the other side of the fence, specifically a younger person, you gotta let them know what they're hearing is not true. They're in such a bubble. Okay, so let's play this first, Ken, and then I want to bring something up as soon as it's over, something that we suggested to Nate Lucas last week, and the whole idea got shot down because turns out we weren't on the same page on the war. But what about former presidents and senators? What would they do with Iran if they were elected president?
We will prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon by whatever means we need, period.
I will not hesitate to use force when it is necessary to defend the United States and its interests.
Should Iran ever contemplate using nuclear weapons against Israel, they must understand what the consequences will be to them.
So we talk to Nate Lucas every Thursday. Nate works in D.C. He works in the Capitol building.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the Capitol building, how far it is from the White House. Is it walking distance?
I would love to go there someday. I've never had the opportunity, but I need to get a perspective because to me, it's like miles and miles apart. Everything is.
So let's get back on track here. They're so close to each other. I thought somebody who works in the Capitol could walk over to the White House and tell Caroline Leavitt or President Trump himself, when you're doing a briefing, can you play the video of all that audio that we just heard? Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Hillary Clinton saying they would destroy Iran? Why won't they do that, Ken?
Yeah, I don't get it.
The technology is right there.
It is.
The president showed that one guy from an African country all the stuff he did wrong right on the screen, right in the White House. Remember that? Right in the Oval Office.
Yep.
So the briefing room is like a communications room, right? Electronic communications is part of it. We live in the 21st century, the year 2026. And why not? Because here's the thing, okay? The press briefing for the day that you do this, play all those things you just heard on a big screen. That'll be the end of that briefing that day, or people will certainly lighten up asking different questions than the Iran war.
Well, they already know it. It's not like they don't, but the key here is that the American people will see it. Because the press know this. They've seen it. They've actually probably set up questions to go around it.
Right.
But the American people have never seen this kind of stuff. Right. Well, they saw it when it happened, but people need to be reminded. By the way, everybody said this, every existing president from the time this incident started in 1979 to today.
Right. And I think that nobody will see it, even if she does do it. If Caroline does bring the video of the audio that you just heard, even if she does do it, the people who only watch mainstream media will never see it.
Right.
But I don't think that's the point. I think the point is she embarrasses them right there in the room. And then she can bring out Sebastian Maniscalco to come in and say, aren't you embarrassed?
Right.
What are you going to do, grill chicken in the room? I'm sorry. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know why my idea just got shot down. Well, it got shot down because Nate didn't like the work. So we got to find somebody else. Can we find somebody else who works near the White House, a representative, maybe Bob Onder, maybe Eric Burleson? Who else do we know out there? Nobody? That's it?
Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of people. Eric Schmidt.
Eric Schmidt.
Josh Hawley.
Yes.
Say,
listen,
Andrew
guys.
Bailey's out there now. So
Andrew Bailey. Yeah. bring out the video, bring out the AV, the AV cart, and put the video on the screen in the briefing room that shows Biden, Clinton, and Obama all talking about stopping Iran and not letting them get a nuclear weapon, which is what this war is all about, Kenny.
Exactly right. And this is what I don't understand. We've talked about how they have a nuclear weapon. They're very close to enrichment, actually beyond the enrichment, to where they could have 8 to 11 nuclear warheads. They're only going to need one. They know this. They're only going to need one to destroy the world, because they hit Israel, everybody else is going to start shooting off their nuclear weapons. But the key here is that they were close to getting that. Now, President Trump put a stop to it. And then now they're saying, well, there's no proof. There was no real proof. Yeah, there was. They had a lot of proof. We were within supposedly weeks away. And this isn't just the Republicans talking about this, Vic. These are analysts. These are people whose job it is to determine what's going on in Iran, whether it's the CIA and in conjunction with scientists, with people who know this information. So they were close. They were extremely close. Had they done it, had they got the nuclear warhead, they would have put it right on there and shot it. They won't say, oh, well, we're going to threaten you with this. No, they would have done it without even any notice or anything. So there we were. And now we're not. We're safer as a world.
I got to devise some sort of evil plan to make the press see that, to make them watch that in the briefing room while they're bitching about Trump and the war in Iran, you know?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how you could get like one of these people who are electronic geniuses, computer geniuses, that can somehow, the screen behind Caroline Levitt, just control it for a second, and put that video up.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I don't even think you have to go that far. I think the idea just needs to be put in her head.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to say, hey, Caroline, show the video that other presidents would have done the same thing. And they can say, well, they didn't, did they? No, because they're a bunch of...
Whatever. Right. That hurt.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you embarrass the media, they shrivel up like dying daffodils.
Yeah, they don't have much of a comeback. They try to.
How can they?
You can't. And that's the big deal, is they deflect. Then they'll say, well, let's look over here now, because you just now exposed that. Let's look over here.
You're right.
It's just a new thing.
They'll find something else.
Right. And that's the way it is. And that's just the nature of our media, our mainstream media these days.
I would love to see if it ever happened. I doubt it ever happened. I don't think they can be quite that stupid. If the press said something to General Dwight D. Eisenhower about how he's handling the war in the European theater in World War II, what do you think would have happened to that person? They probably would have got thrown out a window, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Next on Looney Tunes is, Eric Swalwell. Swalwell. Go ahead.
And what are the chances that 3 or 4 women independently who never met each other would have similar experiences with one person? This person committed these horrific acts, or he is the single unluckiest person in the world.
A few years later.
Stunning accusations are being leveled against California Congressman Eric Swalwell.
According to CNN, 4 women have now accused Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Eric Swalwell of inappropriate misconduct.
How about karma there? He's talking about 4 women with Brett Kavanaugh have come forward. And now 4 women, at least now, they're saying, have come forward about him.
Here's what will never end in this country. Somebody like Eric Swalwell, a Democrat, will have somebody like Kavanaugh. What's his first name? Brett Kavanaugh, at his confirmation hearing. And then him saying, we have to believe women. You know, you're disgusting. 4 people. Knowing you've done it never pops up in the back of your head that maybe I should quiet down about this.
Yeah, maybe I should sit down and shut up about it. Let this pass through, no problem.
Yeah. just at least be quiet about it. So when it comes up about you, you know that the hammer doesn't have to quite come down on you. All right, Ken, I think we have time for one more. That is State Senator Jean Ward, a Democrat. I think she's from Washington State, possibly. But listen to what she had to say.
We stand instead of parents. When your children walk into our classroom, they become ours. And we listen to their fears, we dry their tears, we celebrate their successes, and yes, we find a new way when they fail. And as you know, throughout this country, teachers have stood in the line of fire to shield your children. And they would do it in a heartbeat because those kids in that classroom, they're ours. They're ours too.
Listen, State Senator. First of all, why is she saying we? Is she a teacher as well?
I don't know.
But don't you think that's weird that she said they're ours? They're ours.
Just the way she said it is almost like, no. Don't question me. They're ours.
But what does she mean? Is she a teacher? Why is she saying ours?
Yeah.
She should say they're the teachers. It's inaccurate, but they're not yours anymore. They belong to the teacher now. But she didn't say that. She said ours.
Yeah.
So why would you say that as a state senator? So you could find some way to indoctrinate these kids?
I don't know.
So they want to change their sex and cut off their weenies and all that stuff?
The way I read it, the child of yours becomes the state's. That's the way I read it. That's why I even put this clip up for the Looney Tunes, because it's a state representative saying your children are ours now.
Wow, Ken, you're right.
I think it's more devious than we're even thinking about.
They are devious, way devious. All
This is it, Vic. We I know we talk about this a lot, but the Democrat Party, they get in control. What's going to happen is nothing to benefit the American people. It's going to be about power, pure power, all the time. Incarcerate, impeach. Just go down the list of what they want to do to anyone who favored President Trump in any way, shape, or form.
All right, that's all the time we have for Looney Tunes. Make Missouri pro-life again banquet. Missouri's Right to Life and NewstalkSTL are having their Make Missouri pro-life again banquet on Wednesday, May 20th at the St. Charles Convention Center with keynote speaker Riley Gaines. Get more info at NewstalkSTL.com. This is the song that the new song reminds me of a little bit. Stones.
Oh, that groove? Yeah.
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 Some kind of groove. All right. Doug Blair's next on News Talk STL.
We give you news, analysis, opinion, and more. Only on News Talk STL. Like us on Facebook at News Talk STL.
You know that Spanish-speaking gentleman, the one that we all call Kurt.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Weird. Really weird.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
I think we should be able to have a civil conversation.
The news and talk that matters to St. Louis.
This conversation has completely made me crazy.
This is complete insanity.
News Talk STL.
Life's legal challenges deserve experienced representation. For over 15 years, Cole Combs, attorney at law, has been serving St. Charles and surrounding counties with comprehensive legal expertise. From tax preparation and estate planning to family law and criminal defense, Cole delivers personalized solutions for your unique situation. You have traffic tickets, need a business formation, real estate matters, one call will handle it all. Cole O. Combs, attorney at law. Call 636-949-0010, extension 3 today, or visit colecombs-law.com.
Dude, this house is perfect. Crumbs everywhere, sticky counters. I've already texted the colonies.
Sweet, I'll bring my 500 cousins. This'll be the biggest ant rager of the summer.
Let's party! Wait, what's that sound? Oh, no, it's those trucks with the green wheels. Party's over, man. Party's over.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. We'd love to help you out. Give us a call today for a free estimate at 636-486-7888.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
Hey, Jamie Allman here, looking for the ultimate escape? Well, welcome to Santino's, where luxury meets authenticity in a stunning 6,000 square foot destination. Browse hundreds of premium cigars in the walk-in humidor. Explore more than 700 bottles of whiskey. Whether it's their non-smoking wine room, gaming lounge with custom poker tables, it's Santino's just off Highway 55 at the Imperial exit. See them at Santino'sCigarCocktails.com. That's Santino'sCigarCocktails.com.
Here's my problem.
Completely agree with your sentiments.
He talks about we're divided. Well, yeah, we are.
And we need to wake up as a country and realize what's going on.
101.9 and 94.1.
Number one for conservative talk.
News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
One day, some of the kids from the neighborhood carried my mother's groceries all the way home. You know why? It was out of respect.
On News Talk STL.
Who is this, Ken?
It's a Filter. Take a picture from the band Filter. We just played on the river.
I like this.
Yeah, it's a good song.
All right. Filter, everybody. Are they still around? They still touring? They still
oh yeah.
Releasing records? Yeah, okay. That's Filter here on 105.7 The Point. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. We're not 105.7 The Point. But they played it a lot, I'm sure, right, Ken?
No, we played it.
Oh, we played it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Here's Filter on 101.1 The River. Ken Williams here with you.
No, yeah, I like Filter, man. They have an eclectic. They can get pretty heavy, which I like, and you don't. But they also get very melodic, obviously, with this particular song.
I'm proud of it. Don't say it like I'm.
No, I'm not saying
Mr.
I don't. I
Against
never. You know
heavy
what?
sounds.
That's one thing I will never do, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I will never judge people by their taste in music.
I don't know.
That's one thing I will not do.
It's not how it sounded when you said it.
I know.
You said they can get hard. I know you hate that old man.
I know you don't like the heavier music.
And then you
That's
call me
all I
old
was
man.
saying. It was a statement. I did not.
You call me old fat
actually,
old man.
Did not. Actually,
I think you call me fat old man.
I don't recall that. I really don't recall that.
This just in. For the latest news from the D.C. swamp and beyond, this is the Vic Porcelli Show East Coast Report with Douglas Blair on News Talk STL.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, said the radio to the toaster. How are you, Doug? Good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well. Vic, have you put on some weight? You're looking a little large.
Hey! Hang up on him now! The hell is this? Listen, pal, okay? I get enough crap in this building from everybody. I don't need it from you, too, okay? Yes, I'm fat. I'm a fat old man.
Good job, Doug.
Good job, Doug. All right. So the big story, I mean, there's no bigger story right now than Eric Swalwell having to get out of the governor's race. What are you hearing in D.C. about him stepping down from the House of Representatives altogether?
Well, so I'm not hearing him stepping down from the House of Representatives altogether because, again, this isn't necessarily a moral thing. It's definitely a political one. So the idea of Swalwell stepping down in the governor's race means that it's more likely that a Democratic candidate will be able to coalesce support before two Republicans are able to get through the jungle primary, right? Because California has a weird system whereby it's the top two vote getters, regardless of party, that advance to the next round. So there was entirely a possibility that the two Republicans would be able to amass enough support that they would be able to get to the second round, and then the Californians would have to choose between one of the two Republicans. With Swalwell out of the race, it sort of allows the Democrats to coalesce around a different candidate, so that seems less likely. The House, the math is different, right? You don't want to lose a single member. Hakeem Jeffries doesn't want to lose a single member of the Democratic coalition in the House because then that increases Mike Johnson's power, and he just doesn't want that. So never look at it from a moral perspective. Always look at it as how it benefits the powers that be.
Okay. So I want to refer to a post on X that you reposted by Daniel Turner. I want to read it, Doug, and then you can explain it all to me, okay? It says, I'm going to read it word for word. Only quit the governor's race, not resign from Congress. Why? 2 reasons. Stop Steve Hilton. California cannot fall to the Republicans, and they cannot give Speaker Johnson a larger majority in the House. Believe all women as long as it doesn't damage Democrats.
Right. And I mean, that's exactly what I said, right? This is not about, oh, we have found our morals and we're going to make sure that this man who, violently molests women is not allowed to have any power. No, it's what benefits the party. Because remember, Tara Reid had a very good accusation against Joe Biden, a very credible accusation, and it didn't matter. Me Too completely was irrelevant because Joe Biden was the Democrat. You didn't want the Democrat to get in trouble. So Me Too extends only so far as it benefits the party. Swalwell will continue to remain a member of Congress. Sure, he might get removed from certain committees or get shuffled around a little bit, but he's not leaving that seat because Democrats need him there. If they win the midterms, maybe if the cushion is big enough, then they'll say, oh, actually, we found an investigation. Swalwell's bad. Get him out of here. But until that moment occurs where it's safe to get rid of him, he's not going anywhere.
Okay, and I also would like to say that this morning, Ken, when we play a game show every Monday, Doug, called That's Crap, where we let people speak, and if we find out if it's the truth or if that's crap, I said to myself, let's do Swalwell. But then I was like, no, innocent until proven guilty, right?
Right.
I think we had the right thought on that.
Yeah, I do.
So we used Kristen Welker instead. So that's one point. The other point is he still on the Intelligence Committee?
It's a great question because I actually haven't looked at the makeup of that committee in a while. But obviously, given that he had a relation with a Chinese spy, and this was proven, again, this wasn't just hearsay, this was a Chinese spy who was plumbing him for information. I would be shocked if he was. But again, Washington is so compromised by all of these types. You would be shocked the amount of state secrets that they let loose. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day about the Iran stuff and why Congress hasn't necessarily been as briefed on some of these issues in Iran as they might have been. And I kind of was just like, imagine if you're Joe Republican or Joe Democrat from the boonies, and all of a sudden a hot Chinese woman comes up to you and starts flirting with you. And it's like, what do you think about what's going on in Iran? Do you have any inside knowledge on that? You'd scream faster than it's literally like one of those things where they just can't be trusted with the information sometimes. So Eric Swalwell is just sort of the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, the answer to that is Eric Swalwell is not currently on the House Intelligence Committee.
I didn't think he was.
His membership on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence ended in January 2023 after Republicans took control of the House. Then Speaker Kevin McCarthy formally removed him from that committee. So that was good.
Yeah, no, again, one of the things that is nice about when Republicans take power is we do clean house, but it is sort of damning that he was able to get on that committee at all, given that he was so intimately connected with this Chinese spy. It's yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He's not on the Intelligence Committee anymore. He's got to step down for his race for governor. What's he going to do? He doesn't pass any bills. He doesn't write any bills. All he does is go to the gym and do presses with the camera down on him, saying, look, I'm working hard for you. Or he's in D.C. saying, see, I'm in D.C., but the Republicans aren't here because they hate you. That's all he does. He doesn't do anything purposefully.
Hey, you're not giving him enough credit. He sometimes farts on national television.
He does fart.
Tries to blame a camera.
You're right.
And remember lately he did the taco thing where he was in his office and some, I guess, staffer walks in and says, so, Mr. Swalwell, what's going on today? And it was so cringe. And he's in front of it. He's behind his desk and he's eating a taco, and that's all he did. He didn't say a word. He just started eating a taco. Well, I'll talk to you later then. It's like,
yeah, it was pretty cringy. But I think to your question, what does he do now? He does what every single member of Congress does. If you look at the vast majority of members, and it's all open information, it's all on roll call, it's all on the congressional website. Very few members of Congress, especially the ones who have pretty large media profiles, AOC, they don't pass legislation. They just don't do anything. Their job is to go up, get a good soundbite for Twitter, and then go home and collect a paycheck from the taxpayer. That's what they do. So Swalwell will be fine once this blows over, once the Democratic machinery pushes all this away or they pay off these people. He will be back in 6 or 7 years and he'll be just fine.
Okay, so let me get this straight then. So you have Eric Swalwell, at least 4 women are saying that he's a scumbag and actually attempted to try and rape him or them.
Yep.
But that's okay. But they want to go after Epstein files that don't even exist about President Trump.
Right. Well, I mean, but again, you guys are coming at it from the perspective of like these are moral and decent people. That's just not the math that they do. They don't use that as a benchmark. They say, how does this benefit me? How will this hurt the party? And then they go from there. Eric Swalwell literally one of the craziest things that I heard over a couple weekends ago, one of the No Kings people was like, did you know Trump decapitated a 13-year-old and threw her in a lake? Let's say that's true about Swalwell. Let's say that's true that he did that. Wouldn't matter. Would not matter. He is a benefit to the party overall. He gets to stay in Congress until all of a sudden he's not actually a benefit to the party anymore. They have that buffer. They have enough members that they can let one go, and he's off, right? Like that is the math. Until he is useless, he is useful.
I know we can only hope, but since he is stepping down from the governor's race, do you think Steve Hilton has a chance to be the governor of California?
Hope springs eternal, but I've been burned too many times by good Republican candidates in states that just don't do that anymore. So Oregon, a couple of years ago, we had, I think, what I would call the perfect storm. Wildly unpopular, least popular governor in the country, a wildly unpopular successor, a spoiler candidate that looked like she was going to siphon votes away from the Democrats, and an actually pretty moderate Republican for the state that would be able to sort of grab voters that maybe were a little iffy on the Democrats. She still lost by like 20 points. It just sometimes these states are so mired in partisan politics that it doesn't happen. Now, if, like I said, that jungle primary system where it's two Republicans and basically it's pick your Republican, that could happen. If it's a normal Republican-Democrat race, the Democrat wins it every single time.
So just to be clear so people know, because I didn't know till this morning, jungle primary means that you're going and you can pick anyone on either side. You don't just go Republican-Democrat, right? Jungle primary?
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure I know what you're talking about, Doug, because I don't know too much. All right. So how's everything at DouglasBlair.substack.com? Anything we need to be looking at for that?
Well, it's going really well. I'm actually focusing a lot on certain foreign affairs right now. So given, obviously, the U.S. is embroiled in some conflict in the Middle East, we're going to be looking at that in the near future. There's also some really interesting results coming out of Hungary. I don't know if you guys heard, but Viktor Orbán, who was a very strong Trump MAGA ally, just lost his reelection. So we're going to see some pretty monumental changes in the constitution of the Hungarian state. So that's going to be really interesting. I don't know if they're going to move in the direction of the EU, but that changes the math on how Trump and J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio deal with the EU. We're seeing some stuff from China. China is getting really aggressive over the Strait of Hormuz. So there's a lot going on in the world.
Oh, my cow, sure is. And just very quickly on the Orbán thing, he was voted out, and the guy who beat him, paid for by George Soros.
Yeah.
And just one other quick thing. Argentine Governor Milei was making a speech, and when he made the speech, the conservative people clapped and the liberals did not. And he goes, "Oh, I can't get any applause from the left because their hands are in your pockets."
Right?
Great line!
It's really good.
All right, Doug. Thank you, sir.
All right. See you next week, guys.
Hey, see you, Doug.
What a good, funny line.
Great.
No, they can't clap because their hands are in your pockets. Love it.
And the thing about it is that, yes, it is humorous and intelligent, but it's true.
Right, exactly right. That's when comedy's the best, isn't it?
Yes.
When it's true. All right, chat box next. There's battling going on between the chat boxers in Rumble and the chat boxers in Facebook. They're all bitching at each other and bitching at me, so we got to sort this out. Okay?
I love it.
That's next.
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
The town of Rolling Stone will be back. And what did I say? I said Rolling Fork, Rolling Stone. I got my mind going here.
True international effort to pressure.
On Newstalk STL.
Oh, the irony of Joe Biden saying, I got my mind going here.
Yeah.
So close, Joe. So close.
So close.
So I was sitting out in the back just yesterday with Sally. She was running around the yard like a crazy dog that she is. And there's a lot of trees in the area of my backyard, my neighbor's backyard, behind me, and all that. And they're starting to really grow those leaves, you know. And this one tree that's actually across on the other side of the fence, I didn't think it was going to make it because I didn't think it was going to grow a leaf. But I'll be darned, it did, you know. So never count a tree out.
Yeah.
Call Stan Clement at rootsplus.com and let him come out and make the determination if his proprietary system can revive that tree, bring it back to life. I think that would be the greatest story that you could tell about your house and your trees, you know. So if you think maybe the tree's sick and needs to be saved, call rootsplus.com. Or if it's dead, like that, how the one in my backyard that had to go, I mean, we knew it was dead. It ceased to be. It was bereft of life. Because the money that you put up to try to save the tree will go towards removing the tree if that is the outcome. So here's a number, 314-440-3662 or RootsPlusLLC.com, RootsPlusLLC.com.
Columbo and Company.
Join us every day for conversations with a wide variety of guests as we keep you informed and up to speed on all the important news and headlines you need to know.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on NewstalkSTL.
Looking for an underwater adventure or a scaly new friend? Dive into Tropical World Pets on Watson Road. For 32 years, this family-owned wonderland has been St. Louis's go-to destination for all things aquatic and reptilian. With over 7,000 square feet of aquariums, we're home to the area's largest selection of freshwater fish, including rare cichlids you won't find anywhere else. But that's not all. We've got tarantulas, snakes, and lizards galore. Tropical World Pets, 314-849-4020, or visit twpstl.com.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-524-1641. 800-524-1641. That's 800-524-1641.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Hey, let me use a line from the movie Analyze This. Have you ever seen the movie Analyze This?
I did, yeah.
Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
When Robert De Niro says to Billy Crystal, I was Fredo? I don't think so. But that's what you're doing.
No,
you're making me be Fredo.
You took it that way.
No, I'm not
It
dumb.
was fun.
I'm like smart, and I want respect. Well, I need some help. I really do. I need some therapy. All right,
Therapy.
Let's get this this battle between the Facebookers and the Rumblers. So now what do I do? What do I do first? Let's do Facebook first.
Yeah, you switch back and forth.
Just to piss off the Rumble people a little more. Oh, Grant says, good morning, you bunch of dickheads. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Now, Dave Stouffer says, whoosh.
Whoosh.
My all-American Ultra MAGA freedom fighting deplorable Vic head family. Only 47 days left until Vic does Facebook posts again. What does that mean? What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Huh.
Dave Stouffer, you want to have a cage match with me? Huh? You and me in the squared circle? No, I'm not wrestling or fighting anybody. Forget about it.
Oh, for you.
Veterans for Facebook recognition from Vic. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. I hope I haven't done anything wrong, though, Dave. I really do. Okay, I'm still open to challenge Rumble with a tag team cage match against me and Scotty. So Scotty Downey, our Navy chief, and Dave Stouffer in a tag team match in a cage against 2 Rumblers.
And then get up there and...
That makes me mad.
That was the most appropriate time you played that since we've had it. So then you're like, all right, well, who are they gonna wrestle? You know, Ed Stoit doesn't seem like a wrestler to me. He's a very peaceful guy.
Right. Very union.
Goes to the food bank.
Right.
Helps out his church. Writes a scripture on Facebook every night. I swear to God, every night. When you scroll down on Facebook, sometimes you see the post before you see who did it. You know, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, Matthew. Okay, that's got to be. Yep, it's Ed. So he's not going to do it. I got it. How about if Dave Stouffer and Scotty Downey have a cage match tag team with Allison Schottenheimel and Cinderfer? How about if they go?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
The girls would kick their ass from here to next week. Okay.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Ed Stoit first. Oh, he also suspended the Wildcat strike. No Wildcat strike.
Oh, good.
Back to work. We bargaining table. We got it all done.
Hey, it's good to see you.
No fair chat, no peace. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
No peace. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. President, I'm not like the others. Quit trying to make me conform. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump.
Think about that. The President Trump is changing not only the structure of what we're doing here in the United States to make it better, he's changing the world. And that's why he has so many enemies on all sides.
Exactly right. And he doesn't care.
No.
You think you're hurting his feelings?
No.
Because you talk about how
he does
you hate
not.
him?
He cares about people, Americans.
Well, he doesn't make any money doing what he's doing.
No.
He donates his salary.
Right.
He's the only president, if you look back on the last presidents of the 20th century, say, and see what they were worth, what their net worth was before, and then after their presidency, you will see they have made millions upon millions of dollars.
And the big argument here is, well, yeah, but Trump's going to make money when he leaves office. What?
He is going to make money.
Rewind this. No, Vic, here's the problem with all of that. Had President Trump not ever been president, his companies, multiple around the world, would be flourishing much bigger than they are now.
And when he's not president, he will continue to make money with those companies, not necessarily from being a president.
I would argue he'd be making less money than he would have had he not been president.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good morning to all you beautiful, mega, MAGA, ultra-patriotic, deplorable, garbage, degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, Vic Head Windows. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Snuck it in on you, didn't I?
You did.
Yep. Good morning, Patriots. Swalwell, that was M. Goltz. Hi, M. Goltz. Swalwell always looks like he needs a bath. He does.
You know, I wanted to ask women about that because there's a characteristic about certain guys, and he's one of them that universally, I mean, you go on social media, and anybody who refers to Eric Swalwell as a female would be like, he's disgusting. He's dirty. You know, there's something about him that they're all like, he's nasty. So
he's got that look that if you shook his hand, you'd have to go to, get out the sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Yeah.
Swalwell, Fartwell, either one. Vic, I respectfully disagree.
Oh.
President Trump himself in person would not have gotten a deal. The Iranians were just stalling again.
Yeah, I believe that too.
That may be, yes, I think, but look, I go back to that Taliban leader story where he just put the picture down of the guy's house and just got up and walked away. Didn't say another word, and then everything changed.
No, I have to agree with both sides of that. I understand why you would say that because I think if anybody was going to get a deal, it would be him. They don't want a deal, though. Right. See, that's the only difference. They need the time. They need this time. Every time there's a ceasefire, for example, that's for them to regroup. Mm-hmm. That has nothing to do with anything else, and that's the way it is.
Yep. The Iranians will only stop stalling when forced to do so. Boom, boom, bam.
Yep. They got to finish it, man.
Batman back in the 60s, remember?
Yeah.
Pow, bam. Nah. By the way, everyone. Hey, it's good to see you. Sorry,
Hey, it's good to see you.
Thank you, that's your grandson. Nice shirt, Vic. Although Kamala spells it freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Freedom.
That's what she said when she was in like second grade, remember?
Mommy.
Freedom. Adorable. Love to the rescue blanket.
Sure.
That's
sure.
who
She did.
That's who the Shriners should have got in the commercial. Instead of the kids, have Kamala come on and say,
"Why not?
Order, pledge now and get a love to the rescue blanket. I'm sorry, an adorable love to the rescue blanket in freedom." God, I'm the worst person, aren't I? The Pope is just another misguided fool. That's Ed Stoid, who was a devout Christian, saying that about the Pope.
Yeah, we received a couple of calls. This one woman called and she said, "Hey, Ken, what do you guys? Did you talk about this whole Catholic thing yet?" I said, "Well, yeah, we actually discussed it." She said, "So you did say that it was very wrong of this president to talk about the Pope the way he did."
Huh.
And I said, "Well, everybody's got an opinion," I said.
Right.
And she said, no, you need to tell everybody. And I said, "Oh, so you're telling me what I need to say, what
And
Vic
think.
needs to say and think, right?" She said, "Well, no, this is the way it should be."
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, no. I mean, I have family that's Catholic. I'm not personally, but everybody has their opinion. I personally believe," and this is what I told her. I said, "Here's what I believe the Pope needed to say first. Iran did kill 45,000 plus of their own people, along with what he said about President Trump. Now, if you said both of those things, you're being non-political, but I don't believe he was being non-political. That's my own opinion."
I think the Pope should just pray, and that's it. The Pope doesn't say anything about Nigerian Christians being slaughtered.
What about them? They're being you know what? I have never had to look away from a video on the screen that I did this weekend. They were chopping off heads. Islamists in Africa, Nigeria, were chopping off heads of Christians and saying, "These are Christians who are going to die at our hands."
And you saw it?
I watched it and I had turned it off. It's with me now.
Hey, Kat, I don't know if I left you no time to do this. Is there any way you can put Sal's picture up there? We never did that Friday.
You know, I actually sent it to myself again. Yeah.
Want to do it tomorrow?
We'll do it tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Because the anniversary of the day that Sal died was Friday. I just want you guys to see
Yeah,
what
Sal,
he looked like.
for sure.
Very handsome guy. That's why he was always the first one to get laid when we went on vacation. Unless they're conservatives. Should I not have said that?
No, it's all right.
Morning, Vic, Ken, and all Patriot Freedom Fighters. Thank you, Allison Schottenhamel. Cinderfer says, "Hey, Vic, baby." Ken, whatever.
Hey, how you doing?
Ed, Allison, M. Goldson, are you the kids? Hey, sweet Cinderfer. You are sweet, Cinderfer. Gene, the Dance Machine says, "Howdy." The left is not just on the left. They are everywhere. But as soon as I figure out what that means, I think that's true.
Well, I think that they might mean infiltrating every aspect of our lives.
Yes, Ken.
Culturally and socially and everything.
Well done. Ken figured out that puzzle real quick. See that? I'd rather watch paint dry than watch golf. Oh, my.
Screw your freedom.
That's new, right?
No, I've had that before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the first time I heard it. At least I would have achieved something painted. Oh, man. Now I got to read the whole thing. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch golf. At least I would have achieved something painted.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I tuned the Masters on for the last 2 holes. That was enough. Hi, Karen. How you doing? Cheering for people that chants death to America. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right, Allison.
This is where we're at right now.
So, Vicky chimed in when Cindy was here, said she's a fantastic broker for us. So glad to have her assisting us in our corner. Cindy Blanton at Bauer Insurance Company. Did I get all that right?
Yep.
Math is hard. Math is even harder when a rocket is involved. Ed says, "Isn't Gabe a rocket scientist? Call him." Yeah, we call him for easy questions, not the hard ones. No, I don't. He's so smart. Vic, brain fart. It's Monday. Hey. How about a chat match? Rumblers win. No leftists on Rumble chat. Rumble's pretty good about keeping the leftists off. Facebook's one that's got to,
I say everybody's welcome. I mean, if you want to get into that, in there, that's great. I think it's great.
Yeah. Vic,
everybody, we're all inclusive.
MMIW G2SLGBTQQIA+.
All those people?
MMIW G2SLGBTQQIA+.
Everybody.
That's a lot of people.
We're accepting. We're very accepting.
We're very inclusive.
Very inclusive.
GOP, are we still waiting for the filibuster to be repealed and Save America Act? Yeah, let's not forget about the Save America Act.
The filibuster has, I don't know. I'm so tired of saying it, but it needs to be gone.
I would swear the GRP are trying to kill the midterms. Well, then you can kiss the country goodbye.
I agree with that.
I do too.
It's so sinister, and I can't believe it, but it's true. I believe it's true.
And they don't
We're
care.
the United States of America.
That was our president.
Yep.
For 4 years. I think the money in the swamp is so good that they're all trying to protect themselves. What's really going to take to right the ship? Facebook is represented by the union. If they want to secede, okay. We are called Rumblers for a reason. Whoa, it's getting nasty now.
Oh, man.
We will have each other's backs in our chat then. Wow, they are throwing bones here at the chat box. Carville is trying to remain relevant. No one's listening to him. However, talking the way he does about a sitting president does warrant a visit from the Secret Service.
I would say, just based on everything, because he has threatened him as well, or wished him that before. So everything that he's talking about now, I think, fits with what he said before.
If Vic wants to favor one over the other, okay, we can still wildcat if we all stick together. Now they're turning on me. I'm not. I have to pick a side, and the side has to be yours, or there's a wildcat strike. I don't think that's fair. Hildebeest, engage sound effects.
Say it with me.
I just wanted to include it. Why? Because I wanted to hear it.
What's the question you have there? Didn't you sound like the question
at the end? Yeah.
Really? And why? What's near the end? What are you saying? And why do a few Facebookers have their panties all twisted up? We know Rumble has been short-chatted a lot. That's because there's a zillion people in there, and a zillion people...
I'm sorry, guys. What's going on here?
I'm trying, Mr. Vice President. I'm trying my best. All we have ever asked is equal time. Oh, you got plenty of time. God. What? I'm not picking sides. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying.
Shut your face.
God's sakes. Why doesn't this administration show the video from Obama's administration of our Navy members who are on their knees with their hands behind their head and Iranian soldiers with guns pointed at them?
Yep.
Another thing that Caroline can put up on the video.
Get me out of here!
Don't waste time reading negative leftist comments. We're all conservatives. Yeah, what am I doing wrong? Rumble chat members, ROFLMBO. No equal time, no peace. I believe this is our union by law.
This is taking forever.
Don't you potty talk on this here radio. I love a no. Vic has felt threatened here lately with Kenny's comedic timing. Ken's pretty good. He's all right. Not great.
Nah.
He's okay. Thank you for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
The one and only Jamie Allman. Award-winning.
Award-winning.
Throw that in. 3 Martini Lunch. Common Sense Radio is next.
See you, everybody.
Whoosh.
Now, the Free Market Minute, brought to you by the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University.
Hey, it's Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show. I am here with Dr. Grant Black. And Grant, entrepreneurship, it's one of those buzzwords we hear a lot about, but is entrepreneurship really important to the economy?
It definitely is. Entrepreneurship is a consistent contributor to economic growth. It creates new products and services that people value. It creates the new businesses that provide them. It fosters innovation that improves productivity, and it increases beneficial competition. It generates jobs, income, wealth mobility, and even tax revenues that all support and enhance communities. Entrepreneurship matters, so we need to help it thrive in all our communities.
The John W. Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University fosters and examines market-oriented approaches to economic and social issues. To learn more, visit hammondinstitute.org.
The Laborers International Union of North America, Local 110, was formed in 1933 and from the beginning has strived for progress and the well-being of others. The laborers of Local 110 are hardworking men and women who take pride in their great work. They are the fastest-growing union of construction workers and one of the most effective unions representing plants and quarries. Laborers Local 110 has the best medical benefits, pension, education, and heavy construction training in the market. Visit lu110.com and start your future today.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Central Command says it will begin a blockade of all Iranian ports and coastal areas enforced impartially against vessels of all countries. It will allow ships traveling between non-Iranian ports to transit the Strait of Hormuz. Early reports are indicating traffic in the strait has ground to a halt since the blockade was announced. President Trump told reporters last night in Washington the U.S.